Welcome back to Hidden Power. Every new Pokemon for the Scarlet and Violet DLC, Part 1, Teal Mask, has leaked. Honestly, this is going to be a very long episode. I'm excited for this. We've been looking forward to it. We've got new Pokemon, new items, new abilities, new moves to talk about. We have new screenshots. I'm Dusty Go-Goat. This is a Pokemon podcast. I'm with Lumios Post.
Hello.
And Soul Silver Art.
What's up?
For those who are watching, we will be covering leaks, obviously. So I don't think we're going to be covering any story leaks, right?
No.
So let's not waste any time. Let's get right into it.
Let's get right in with those Soul Silver hot takes. I'm ready for them.
I'm literally so excited for this. So let's jump right over to Pokémon and reveal our first Pokemon, a new Blood Moon form of Ursaluna. This was probably the thing I was most excited about last Thursday when this info from the DLC leaked. I cannot believe this is real. I cannot believe this is a real thing. This is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
It made me be like, what? Like freak out, like totally freak out.
Yeah, freak out.
I don't know if you want to get into this, but like what you were like doing when these leaks dropped, because I was just at work and it was just like, what is happening right now? Even I know some things here and there, but
well, we got the news that it was leaking from you, Soul.
That's true. Yeah, you
were like, "Where are y'all at?"
That was
true.
Right
it
here.
was like an hour later. I texted you guys because I was like, I haven't heard from them at all, and I'm just like, somebody messaged me on Twitter like the second it was happening, but I didn't see it on my phone.
I wasn't ready for it. I did not think DLC was gonna happen or a leak was gonna happen. I did not think a leak, like an actual leak, was gonna happen. I was like,
not at all. What day was it?
Like that should have happened today.
It was
like when we were recording this.
Thursday. It was Thursday.
It was Thursday last week.
Was it Thursday or? Yeah, it was Thursday.
It was a couple hours after we put out our last episode, right?
That's what I was thinking, because I knew my wife was home because she was looking at them with me, but I was like, but she normally works at her job.
Yeah.
But we were shut down because of a hurricane. So.
Yeah.
What's true? Crazy? Yeah, that you had other things to worry about.
Yeah. Well, it was nothing. It was light rain and some wind.
You were hiding
in
the
bathroom.
He made it.
The state ordered you guys to like hide to shelter in place.
We did have to hide we did have to sit in a bathtub for about 45 minutes because there was a tornado near us.
Yeah. Not to make light of that, but that is kind of a perfect segue into like what Ursaluna is doing in Kitakami.
Yeah.
Right? It literally
perfect segue.
It travels from Hisui or whatever land it came from. It travels over through the water to Kitakami. That's like I'm pretty sure. Actually, is that the Dex entry? Yeah. It crossed the sea and drifted ashore in a new land. Surviving in this place led it to take on a unique appearance and gain special powers. This special Ursaluna can see in the dark with its left eye and protects itself with mud that is hard as iron. Bro, this is the coolest Pokemon. This is so cool. This is like peak edgy. It's so cool. And to think
all ready for my hot take?
And there's no, I'm not ready yet. And
no,
just
me either.
Put
We gotta
it on
touch on it first.
And there's and what I also love is that this thing isn't necessarily like a regional form. It's not a Kitakamian form, right?
Yeah,
no, not at all.
It's not as simple as like a gender variant or like a whatever the heck this is.
Do you have any way we can see like the actual image of it instead of the drawing?
Yeah, it's right here.
There you go.
Oh,
right here.
Because that's even better than the art, I think.
So this is
the sprite art.
Yeah, so this is in game, and then this is this is what's gonna be in Pokemon Home. But I think it's so cool. I think I don't know what you're about to say, Lumi. Yeah, fire off. What were you gonna say?
Okay, so genuinely, I think this is amazing. I really, really love this. I just was gonna say my hot take is that I still prefer Hisui and Ursula.
I do as well. I actually do too.
Cool.
I think they work.
It's not that hot of a take.
All right, cool. So I'm joined by someone who is traditionally known for their hot takes, though. So
you're right.
I don't know how on the right side I am. But
I think Ursaring needed a third evolution, right? For so long, it needed a third stage, and I think Ursaluna was great because I feel like the silhouette of the Pokemon is so cool. It's bulky. It's got a unique look. It's got a unique face. And then Ursaluna works for that person.
I love that they made it quadruped.
Yeah, and then this is just like this is like a full circle moment, right? I feel like they both are great evolutions to Ursaring.
They're two sides of the same bear, You've got your aggressive bear, and then you've got your more calm, docile bear,
Absolutely.
I think the main reason they did that is in Legends Arceus you had to ride Ursaluna. So this you can't. I mean, you could have rid like on its back, like standing up. So this is bipedal.
That would have been cool.
Like it's always bipedal. In that image, it doesn't look like it because it's like doing an attack motion.
Yeah.
But like it's standard big.
You think it'll be like Typhlosion, like where it's like it is bipedal, but it'll kind of go down on all fours for some animations.
It's a bear, so that's what bears do.
Yeah,
and that actually Typhlosion was originally a bear as well, so that makes tons of sense.
Was it? Oh, wow.
Yeah,
oh, you mean the beta mod?
Yeah, the beta.
Yeah.
It's kind of like pulled from that, but
yeah,
I totally agree. My opinion on this thing is it's absolutely sick. I love it. I kind of don't like the mud on the top of its snout. It looks kind of like an old man a little bit.
Yeah,
but
a little mustache.
That's
bro. Come on.
That's only in like that.
I can't look at it without that now because it literally has it has a beard.
This is like the Skeletor's clown take, like where once we said it, people were like, no, you know.
No, don't put that in my head. You're right.
It's so light though, it's not offensive. And in the actual like animation or the model, you can't see it. It's just like that one render of it, and it's so cool. And the one eye thing is sick.
Oh, the eye thing is super sick.
I love the whole idea of it being like kind of zombified because in my mind it like makes your imagination go wild because you're like it like literally somehow dropped into the water of Hisui and just like floated down to Kitakami and like it barely survived that, so it came out and like it's like half dead now and that's it. But I mean that's probably not what happened because it says that the like it changed in Kitakami kind of thing.
Yeah, I think the design also. So the design of the like the dead eye also kind of suggests that maybe it could like have been in a battle, right? And it could have been blinded through some sort of like battle problem. But
it's also missing these things on its back, like the
you're right
flaps. Like it's missing certain things. Pelts. It's like it's been through some stuff.
Yeah, it's really And then the whole like Ursaluna has always had that, right? The eyebrows look like little clouds, but now it's like this storm, right, has grown all over its body. Yeah. I love that. Oh man.
It's cool that they based it on a blood moon too. Like it's pretty awesome. I think it's insane. How do you guys feel about this? Cuz I mean, I think it was hilarious when people were finding out about this and so many people were like no way it's Ursaluna because, you know, it
just got a form.
Just happened like just now. It's not even like this is a Gen 8 Pokemon, but it's also like this is like the last game Pokemon, you know. But I was gonna say, how do you guys feel about it? Like, okay, so Ursaluna, Duraludon, Applin, and Sinistcha.
I like it. It's all
that's
great.
4 Pokemon.
It's all great
from Gen 8.
It's all great.
and none.
I love it
from any other gen, mind you.
I know. I love it so much.
Well, I guess the paradoxes from Gen 5 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me almost like okay, the last time we had a Japanese region, right, was Generation 4. And then I kind of like and then during Generation 4 and actually every single I would say every single time for a while, right, we would get a new regional form or a new evolution. They would always be like Gen 1 and 2 Pokemon. This is kind of like a reverse of that, right? We go back to Japan, we go to Kitakami. Somehow they're like, these are basically like Kanto forms or whatever, Japanese forms of all these Pokemon that are from other parts of the globe, the Pokemon globe. So it makes a lot of sense to me, right? If we're in Kitakami, they're not going to be generations 1 through 4 Pokemon. They're going to be new forms of Pokemon from, you know, the real world, you know, or you know, the Pokemon universe.
The real world. Japan is not real.
Unova. Yeah, right. It's going to be places like the UK or the United States or France. So I like that a lot. I think it's fitting. It's great. I love it.
Yeah, I like it. I do kind of wish that other regions had gotten something, but like in addition, not in place of. You know what I mean?
I agree. Though I like a mix more, to be honest.
Yeah,
but
like I wouldn't say get rid of Dipplin and replace it with this, or get rid of Archaeodon and replace it with this. I would just say I do wish like maybe there is one more Mon in Kitakami that was an evolution to an Alolamon, and then there's one in Blueberry Academy that's an evolution to a Kalos Mon or something like that. You know?
I mean, Like for what though? Like what like
I mean,
you're throwing a dart at a board, right? So like if there is a possibility that you're gonna get one Alola Pokemon, like it could still be. I mean, Soul would hate this, but it could be Moralol, right? Like is Soul gonna like that? No.
I'd love that. I'd be all for
I might like
evolution.
it. I might like it.
What I'm saying is like all of these Pokemon need revamps or returns to their line. So if they're all going to be Gen 8, great. Maybe the next game we get, right?
I mean, in a perfect world, an alternate evolution to Crabrawler would have been nice. Because I like Crabrawler and hate Crabominable.
Yeah, imagine they give us a Blood Moon Crabominable.
Crabominable, yeah.
It's a Blood Moon form.
Would it though?
It's like a Yeti crab. It's like a Blood Moon Yeti.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Well, again, I would not want that in place of what we have. I just wish we had something like that in addition. But I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy or something. I'm very happy and satisfied with what we've seen. I'm just saying, gun to my head, I would have said not less of Gen 8, but maybe some more of other regions.
It even has
it's amazing.
I love that it has like a glowing green eye, because like it's like I said, it's supposed to look like a battle wound, but it's really just like they're leaning into this being a power that it has, that it can see in the dark, right? And man, they've just completed the whole like the Moon Bear thing, right? Like that's literally from Gen 2, and it was never complete.
Like all the phases of the moon now.
It's so cool. And little Teddy Ursa, I want to go back to Legends Arceus. I mean, I only have a week to do so, right, before the DLC, but I want to go back and like get a shiny Teddy Ursa.
So it's good that you brought this up, because there's so much to talk about with this Pokemon, because the form is like really hard to distinguish like what it's gonna be like. Yeah. And then there's also tons of stuff with its lore.
So just to clarify, so you're talking about like how to actually obtain this Pokemon, right?
Yeah.
Traditionally,
just the whole shiny thing too, because a bunch of people on Twitter were like trying to catch shiny Teddy Ursas, but it's not going to work like that.
Okay.
Sorry, Dusty. Apparently, it's not going to work.
I won't do that. I won't waste my time.
Don't do it, because I mean, unless there's only one way that I can see it working, and that is you get a shiny Teddy Ursa and you evolve it all the way to an Ursaluna, and then you trade that shiny Ursaluna, because this is a form of Ursaluna.
Okay.
But what I'm thinking is that it might.
How do you mean a form of Ursaluna? So like, I guess I'm trying to just break this down for listeners. Right?
It's not a.
Is it like
this is like Dusk Lycanroc,
where you?
It's not like Dusk Lycanroc.
Not in the sense that you can evolve it, but I'm saying in the sense of like in lore, it is just an alternate form of Ursaring. But you probably, because Ursaring and Teddy Ursa aren't in the decks, you probably
they're not
like
in the decks.
No, they're not in the Teal Mask decks.
Yeah.
So you're saying this is basically like think of this as a standalone Pokemon, right?
Yeah.
Basically, that's how it's going to be.
It's going to function like a standalone Pokemon. It's going to function like a Heracross, where it's just its own thing.
But it also happens to be...
It is like another form of Ursa.
Man, Pokemon is leaning into these like one-off weird look-alike things, because again, this is kind of like a look-alike. Functionally, right?
I mean, they're just forms in the end, really, right?
Exactly.
Like,
they're just really broadening their horizons on that. Not only with this, but with, like you said, Dusty, the lookalikes, and then Paradox Pokemon as well.
I actually think this one is an interesting one, because it's the only one that they like allowed to be a form, basically. Because so like in the future, this always has to be with Ursaluna. Like not like they have to be in the same game or anything, but when they're paired in the Pokedex, it's like that Ursaluna and then blood form Ursaluna. Like they're it's like a regional form, but not really. So it's a lot of confusing language that we're throwing out here. Yeah. I think that it might even be like a static encounter, because I think it's related to Parent. It reminds me of like Snorlax.
I agree. So it'll be treated like Rotom, Spiritomb back in Gen 4, where like there is one encounter to get them, and they kind of have a special ply. If you're 7 and you're playing through Kitakami, you might start to think that Ursaluna is a legendary Pokemon.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I really think that's what
I like
it's
that a lot.
Like.
That gives it a lot more significance too, right? If you see like a bunch of these in the wild, all of a sudden it's like the story doesn't make sense, because the story is that one of them drifted ashore on Kitakami, right? So to keep that in line, just like in Kanto, right? There can only be a couple Snorlax that are encounterable, right? It's not like they can, you can't find them in the wild. I love this so much.
It's great.
Definitely, it's gonna be on my team. We should do that at the end. We should like review our teams at the end. That'd be fun.
I'm down because this is 100%. 100%.
So
I might even do this like if we can do anything in any order, which is like the whole Scarlet and Violet way. Like I gotta get this thing like as soon as possible.
As soon as possible, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's So it does have a new move. Actually, let's start with its new type, right? A lot of people. So there's some controversy. Ursaluna, Blood Moon form. There's a lot of misinformation. Won't say who. People claiming that it's going to be ground and steel type. I think the steel type is being inferred by its dex entry, which says it's got mud that is as hard as iron. Traditional Ursaluna is normal ground type or ground normal type. What are you guys thinking about this? Because I feel, what are you guys thinking about this?
I think it is important to distinguish the difference between iron and ground and mud hard as iron. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it doesn't become iron.
If it's as hard as iron, well, it's still not iron.
Yeah.
But also, Ku has seemed to suggest that his riddle gave the typing of the mon, and that riddle is how people came to the conclusion it was Ursaluna by figuring out that the type was ground normal. So, I mean, nothing's confirmed either way, but
that was my main point. My main point is there is no leak saying what its type is. There's no one out there was like, it has this typing. All we have is Ku's riddle still.
The ability is a big kicker for me too, because the ability is Mind's Eye. It ignores. It's basically Keen Eye, where it ignores evasiveness and its accuracy can't be lowered. But also it's scrappy. But it's also scrappy, where it can hit ghost types with normal and fighting moves. And I don't get why they take away the normal typing just to, and replace it with something else, and then give it an ability that benefits normal types.
They could do that because, I mean, it's the previous Pokemon that it evolves from, theoretically, right? Yeah. Theoretically, this evolves in-game from Ursa Ring and Teddy Ursa. It's just going to have a lot of normal type moves. That's what I would think.
It definitely is, but I do agree with Lumi. I think my own personal view is that it will have the normal type no matter what. So the thing is, how does it have normal type and ground type? Because ground is also like very heavily implied in its dex entries, and it looks like it's got mud all over it.
Yeah, and another thing too to think about is the story behind this thing is that it was an Ursaluna. It wasn't like Ursa Ring evolved differently. No, it was an Ursaluna that came and got a change to its appearance. So I don't know. It was ground normal at some point.
Yeah.
In lore.
I guess I'll do a little breakdown of Ku's riddle really quick. I don't know if you can go to it, Dusty, but basically...
Is this on your page?
It'll be on Ku's page.
It's from yesterday. It's just definitely on Ku's page.
Did you do a breakdown?
Yeah, I did, but I can just do it like on the fly because it's not that hard.
Let's do it.
Basically, he posted a picture with all the 4 typings of these Pokemon Masters sync pairs, because that's what he was trying to get at. And so he put dark, ground, normal, and steel as the typings. So we just have there right here. Yes. So you'll see it right there.
So where this is coming from is their pairs are these types. Zinnia's pair is a Thievul, which is dark. Steven is a Stoutland normal. Shauna is a Klefki primary steel, and I believe that's Lyra is Fanpiece of ground.
Yeah. So the thing is if you go up, if you get out of this really quick and you go up in the same thread, just like to the tweet up higher than this, one more.
You gotta click show more replies.
Yeah.
Because he's got the full breakdown in between it.
It's right there. The text one. Right
teaser.
Underneath. Yeah, so teaser. Here, I think this is a possibility. This line is a riddle. So it's like, at the moonless night in April 2023, Detective Pikachu failed to get the key to solve that case. Can you help him solve it? Like, that's just a big story for no reason. And it could be that, I think it could be normal steel, because Detective Pikachu points to Steven as a detective. You see him down there as a detective costume. And then the girl's name? Shauna. She has a clef key, and it's steel, and it's a key.
Okay.
So it's like maybe this Ursaluna is normal steel instead of normal ground, which would also coincide with the dex saying that stuff. But I don't know. It's either normal ground or normal steel, in my opinion. That's all we got. We don't have to spend too much time in it because it's going to be revealed really soon.
Yeah, that's true. We've got when this drops, it'll be 6 days, right?
Yeah, so it's not too much. It's crazy either way. I hope it changes types just because it's more interesting.
The biggest thing for me is like, what if, like will this thing eventually be able to be evolved into by Ursaring, right? Like, is it going to be Teddy Ursa to Ursaring, then you give it a peep block at midnight? Do you give it a peep block to turn it into Ursaluna, and then you get an item maybe to change its form, or you have to do something to it?
Well,
or I don't know.
Hypothetically, if they were to go that route, I imagine what it would be is because Ursaluna, you have to give them the peep block and a full moon.
Yeah.
So hypothetically, it'd be like rare chance for a blood moon, and you give them the peep block there. If they even go that route and allow you to ever evolve into this.
Yeah, they might never do it again.
Right.
Just
it might be like Ash Greninja, where it's like, if you miss that event, sorry.
Bro,
I mean, it's kind of like
you're not missing it because you can just get the DLC.
Yeah, you could always go back and get it. Sure. Well,
that's how it always
does DLC because one day, even if it's if it's next year or if it's 20 years from now, one day the eShop for the Switch would be canceled. Correct. So how would buying DLC work on that?
I mean, eventually one day. That's the same thing with like like the events in Gen 3, like Shiny Mew or something. That's the same thing they've always done. This is gonna be a rare form.
I'm not worried. I'm gonna
be one of those Pokemon that becomes more valuable in time.
Yeah, I love that.
If there's only one.
Yeah. Which I think there will be.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because it seems to be talking about, like, it even says this special Ursaluna, like, which makes me have the vibe of they are talking about one of them.
I am, like, convinced that this is, I mean, you could probably be convinced too, but I'm convinced that this is the focal point of Perrin's, like,
I agree.
Side story arc. So it's going to be, like, the one that she wants to take a picture of.
It's in the Timeless Woods, which, that terminology, timeless, being matched to a Pokemon that existed, a long time ago. Ursaluna is good. Her being a Hisuian character, like, descendant, also makes a lot of sense. She also said she, like, came from somewhere else to Kitakami. She may have came from Sinnoh to Kitakami because it used to be Hisui. There's too much pointing to it being this rather than the only other thing it would be is like Ogerpon, and I doubt that.
It's not.
Right.
Yeah, it's not.
This is getting me excited. Like, maybe we're gonna maybe we get I don't know, maybe in Gen 10 there's a random, or maybe even this gen, maybe there's a random Kanto game or whatever, and but then we go back to Kitakami. I don't know. I love the return to Japan.
I'm definitely hype right now about
me too.
This stuff. This is a perfect segue, actually, Lumi. Like, the Timeless Woods. I was thinking originally when I first heard it, I was like, oh, it's Ursaluna. It's in the Timeless Woods. Like, it has to be something like that. I thought that it was going to be like a time space like warp there, and then the Ursaluna could come in and be crazy. But the way that it gets to from Hisui to Kitakami is really telling to me, because for a long time I was thinking that little piece of the map in Paldea was going to be Kitakami, like just in a different, it was going to always be a Japanese region, but in like a different area of the world kind of thing. But this basically confirms that it is right next to Sinnoh and Sinjo and Johto. Like, that's where Kitakami is in the Pokemon world. And one other thing is,
so what is that island to the northeast? Or what is that landmass?
I think, honestly, there's a chance that's nothing, and they put that there to show Paldea's not an island.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
That makes so much sense. I think it's just an unused asset in the end. I don't think that they'll end up using it. But
and I don't even think it was necessarily like a scrap thing. Like, I don't think there ever was something there. I think there really is a chance that they just put that there so that there was like evidence. I mean, just like in Hisui, you can like eventually you'll be climbing like a wall or whatever, and like it'll let you know, hey, you can't go past this.
But
and
why
it's
not?
just
But they have that in Scarlet and
explanation.
Violet. They have that in Scarlet and Violet. Why blur it out on the map? Why not just give it another, like, a continued texture?
Because again, like, it's just them saying there's something. Because what if one day they decide to do an Andorra region, or they do a southern France region? Well, then now they'll want to say that is, north of, they might want to say that's north of Paldea. So you don't want to give away the texture of that region now when you could use that down the road.
Yeah, that's
I
a great
agree
that's a great point.
100%.
Especially, with DLC being the new direction going forward, X and Y remakes in 2097 might have, DLC that allows us to go to South Kalos,
Oh man, that's gonna be a good
we'll
year.
Be dead by
then. What am I doing on that calendar?
I won't be. I'll be 97.
In 2097?
Yeah, I'll be 97. I'll be 96.
Bro, I'm gonna be 100.
97.
I'm living to 105, so I think I might. Still
you have
be
that
around.
planned out, huh?
Yeah, I'm definitely living to 105.
I don't think anyone in my family's made it past 80.
Dude,
you guys are sticking with me.
Guardians of the Galaxy 50 comes out then.
Oh
do
my
you guys want to go to the movies?
Dude, that'll be awesome. We should meet up for that one.
Yeah, that'd be fun. We can go to Wendy's beforehand.
Oh my gosh. Then we die afterwards.
Yeah. And then we
then we can just go home and die.
That movie was so good, I can finally die.
This is what I was waiting for.
The Kalos.
This and the XY remakes.
It's been 3,000 years. All right.
Yes.
One other thing I want to say about it is we'll get into this a little bit later, but the only other returning Hisui Pokemon that we know of is the Basculegion line.
Yes.
The Basculegion line. So
that was cool.
But they kind of retconned that. They retconned it.
No, well,
no, it's not retcon. It never was a Hisui and Basculin.
Yeah, exactly.
It never was, but it implies this. That thing is a fish. It swam the same exact kind of stream all the way to Kitakami. It's not. It's the only other Pokemon that could come to Kitakami, basically.
Braviary, why not?
It's a bird.
Well,
I don't know.
Actually, Braviary, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe they even say Hisui and Braviary flies in from the north, so it actually technically isn't even a Hisui and Braviary. It's coming from somewhere
That's true.
else.
Yeah.
And it even has ties to Russia. And it's designed and it's based off of this bird that flies from Russia. So technically speaking, that's a Russian Braviary, not a Hisuian.
They could have done it. They could have done it, but I'm just saying I believe they specifically picked out Basculegion because it's like, oh, it can just swim there, obviously.
Mm-hmm. And salmon do that. They swim in streams and the ocean.
Mm-hmm. You would think it would get a different form then, or a different evolution, right? Or maybe you can maybe you can't even get Basculegion. Maybe you can't evolve.
You can.
It.
No, you
can't
can.
evolve it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because all you have to do is the thing with like with Ursaluna and Scyther, there is no peat blocks and that I forget what it's called, but the item to evolve Scyther, it doesn't exist in the game. And then the issue with Stantler and Quillfish and those is you had to do it in the strong style or the agile style, and that doesn't exist in the game. But with Basculin, you just have to take, I think it's 300 damage and recoil.
Okay.
And that exists. You can do that. So you can evolve Basculin right now in Paldea without the Teal Mask DLC.
Really?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. All right. That's sweet. If you're enjoying this episode, please consider supporting Hidden Power on Patreon or YouTube channel members. Right now, we have 4 tiers, and the lowest membership starts at just $5 a month. Supporters get access to our secret Discord server and help control the direction of the podcast. Supporters also get access to our archive of bonus episodes.
Okay, so our Discord, honestly, is popping. We have other creators in there, too, which is kind of fun. It ain't just the 3 of us. We're discussing leaks when they drop. We talk about news. We'll be talking about how Soul Silver Art has, just garbage takes.
It's much
a
fun.
Place for us to connect.
I'm in there every day. Also, we have revamped our merch store. So proud of every product that is in this store now. We have stickers, t-shirts, mugs, ball caps, right? The dad caps. These ball caps are embroidered. Look at this. It's literally an embroidered.
So clean.
You cannot get anything more high quality than that.
I just got news. Do y'all hear that? Bulbasaur says that he even has his own merch.
I'll talk for him. It's beautiful. Very cool designs. You guys should
Very
check it out.
Japanese style.
Even the front of the shirt has a unique logo.
I'm getting one for sure.
If you're invested in this show, invest in the show. Thank you so much for watching, and now back to the video. All right, well, let's move on to another Pokemon. This is the evolution for the lookalike Pokemon Poltergeist. We have Sinistcha. Sinistcha? How are you guys saying this?
Sinistcha.
I'll be honest with you guys. I did see the leaked. I did see these images already, but I have not really dissected them at all. I kind of just shut it out of my mind.
Well, that's really good for this episode then.
This is also
coming in fresh.
Yeah. So I What do you guys think about this? It obviously looks like it looks like it looks like Poltergeist. Sorry, it looks like Poltegeist.
Yeah.
Polte, yeah.
How do you guys feel about this? Because I don't think I like it.
No.
I like Poltergeist quite a bit.
Yes, I like Poltergeist. I don't like this thing.
What do you not like about it? Is it just silly? It looks like Jinx.
I mean, now in fairness, I wasn't. It looks like Jinx. In fairness, I was not expecting to like this thing because if it was supposed to be a Poltergeist lookalike,
Yeah.
I'm not even a Poltergeist fan, so to expect to like this would be dumb.
Yeah.
But for me, but the whisk creating like little hair and a little little haircut there.
Bow.
Not a fan of that.
What do you
I am
think,
excited
so?
to see it moving around.
Yeah.
I wonder if he'll take the whisk off and like use it as a weapon. You know,
That'd
That would
be
be
cool.
I do
like
want to
that.
see the animations for sure.
because like
I-
Poltergeist has a little weapon. You know,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I hate it so much. Like there's no words. There's no like I literally it's the bottom, the lowest that we can go in this generation for me.
Holy cow. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so like
I think this is what I
Worst.
expected. I think Sinistcha was always a really cool Pokemon, right? I think Sinistcha is just like it's a cute little haunted cup.
yes, I
fine.
agree. Sinistcha is the best one out of the entire thing.
And
that
that's
they
what
got
Entire
going on.
form.
I was
Yeah.
gonna use that in Galar when that came out until I realized what it evolved into. And this is kind of the same thing, right? I can appreciate that they are completely different Pokemon. It's not like a Luxray where it just gets bigger. So I can appreciate that, right? If we're doing a tier list, I can appreciate that. But I think this is like really gross. I think they should have leaned more into that like Japanese what is that thing called?
Good luck.
Yeah,
I
what
have
is
no
that thing
idea.
called? Where they
I don't know what you're talking about.
I like so the concept of like reviving items.
Yes,
showcasing
yes,
their
yes.
history.
Mm-hmm.
So like that would have been cooler. I think there were also a ton of
It is that though. It's
It
just
is.
green version.
Yeah,
And,
I
like,
don't know.
Not as pronounced, I guess would be a word to use.
It's got
there.
like jelly hands. This thing is disappointing, but also I think this is what I expected. I think a lot of really cool
It
Oh,
artists.
reminds me of Gumby.
It does,
Yeah.
yeah. Or
To me,
Flubber.
it's-
You guys ever watch Flubber?
Flubber.
I
Flubber's
posted a
good.
picture
I'm
of
probably
that.
gonna name this thing Flubber now.
Yeah.
I literally posted a picture of like the leaks without context, and it was a picture of Flubber.
Oh.
Yeah, to me, like I'm right there with Lumi. Like I knew about this thing a long time ago, and I was like, I'm not gonna like it because Poltergeist is not my jam.
Yeah.
But I actually like Poltergeist.
You mean
more
your
than
cup of tea?
Yeah,
Yeah,
my cup
yeah.
of tea, you're right. I missed that one. It's just maybe the animations might save it because Poltergeist I actually like sometimes when it like has like the long head. You know what I mean? Like it like
Yeah,
stretches out.
when its head pops out right here.
Yeah, instead of like with
I
the
don't like
hat on.
that.
I don't like the hat thing about all of it. And so maybe if this thing has a little you know what the worst part about it is that it's so just like a bland design compared to Poltergeist. Like
Yeah.
you would think that it was gonna be more different. I was expecting more because I was like Poltergeist changed so much from the original. But this doesn't change it. I don't even know. It's like in the same pot almost. Like Poltergeist doesn't have the same exact like that's a tea kettle versus a cup.
Yeah,
This
I
is the
heard-
same face on it. and
I
everything.
heard that when this Pokemon got rolled out, there was such an emphasis on the tea ceremony. I heard that there was two different types of teacups that you would use depending on the time of year, and basically one was shallow, one is tall, and those kind of those will affect how the heat from the tea will dissipate, like how quickly it will dissipate. So this seems to be like a shallow form of the teacup. That's what I'm seeing, where it's just kind of this basic teacup, right? It literally looks like Sinistcha,
And Poltergeist.
right? But it looks like Sinistcha.
Yeah,
Like the
I get what you're
teacup.
saying. Yeah,
Okay.
you're right. You're right. 100%.
These lookalike Pokemon are so confusing to me. I can't even have the conversation because I'm like, I don't even know what Pokemon I'm referring to. I'm trying to think, right?
Well, especially with these, like
These have confused it.
because they
I don't know.
swap.
Wiglet is easier to differentiate from Diglett, but like if I'm talking and I'm just kind of shooting words out and I'm naming off Pokemon,
Yeah.
and I say Poltergeist, you will go, did he say Polcha or Polti? Which one's
Literally.
he talking about? You know,
I have to
but
do like a math
You
equation.
can
in
hear
my
I
head.
said "what" instead of "duh." You know.
Yeah, it's really weird. So I mean, obviously, yeah.
I think that might even be why they swapped the names, because I was thinking originally that they swapped the names because this was going to be more sinister because it'd be Sinistcha, but it's not more sinister. So I'm thinking they just
You were saying that quite a bit.
Yeah, because I really believed it. I'm like, it's gonna be that. It's gonna be like different, but it's not different. And I just think that they did it to differentiate the names, because Poltegeist and Poltergeist is so close that it's like, okay, we have to make it the pre-evolution so that people don't get confused. It just makes more confusion.
Yeah.
Like literally.
So so we also have the Dex entries. What was that, Lumi?
I was just gonna say, Soul. I remember when we were live streaming the reveal of this thing. I remember you started talking about how you would like kind of gaslight yourself into believing it would be a Ghastly convergent or lookalike or fake, whatever. Lookalike is the term I'm trying to use. But I just want to say I still hate you for that. Because I feel so robbed.
Oh my god!
It was Pokemon. It was the Pokemon accounts that were pushing it. It was like
They
Haunter
were,
and
yeah.
Gengar all
They
day
were.
that day, and I was like, "What are they trying to do?" Like, we know the reveals like in a few hours. It was dumb. But I will say one more thing about this before you go on to the Dex entry. But I mean, this could be related to this as well. But to add insult to injury, the worst part is they have the stupid forms still. Like the
Oh yeah.
I know. I like you. Don't, why don't you like that?
It kills me inside even more because it's two more of them, and they're the same. It's just
I don't. I would. I don't know. I would.
Pokemon's really digging the 1 in 100 thing.
That's what I was gonna say. Soul loves Mousehold, and Soul loves Dunsparce.
See, but
so
with Mousehold and the
mind
Dunsparce, it's such a big difference. With these, you have to be looking at them from below to see the difference. Like, I don't know.
It's like
I
mark.
wish. Like, one thing I've always thought about, like, I remember when Sword and Shield was coming out, me and my wife would talk about, like, kind of what we wanted to see. And I was like, if Ireland is incorporated into it, I would love to see a 3-leaf clover Pokemon where, like, there's a rare 4-leaf one. You know? Because that happens sometimes. And, like, that's cool because that would have been a difference. You know, like a big difference. But this, look, they're having to show the bottom of it so you can see this little tiny square. And that's the difference.
It's not even a sticker. It's just like scribble.
Yeah.
Listen, I like the Dunsparce and Mousehold because it's a little different. But this is just like the same. More of the same. Like, because they're the same as Poltegeist and Sinistcha. And then they're again the same. You know what I mean? Like, it's like double, and it's small, bro. It's nothing.
That does not bother me.
This is a mon built
really
for
does
the
not bother
shiny
me.
hunters. Shout out to Shiny Catherine. I'm very excited to watch her try to get a hold of a shiny, remarkable form Sinistcha.
Yeah, right. I don't know. I feel like this is not offensive at all to me. I mean, it's literally just a little tiny detail. This is as weird and quirky as any other Pokemon, right? Like Chatot or Smeargle. It's like Kecleon, right? It's just a one-off random thing to make it look a little bit more interesting.
That's hilarious because
at least Smeargle has a purpose.
It's not offensive to me. To me, it's like, okay, great, it's there.
It's the disrespect, bro. It's just
no way. Here, let's review its Dex entry.
You know what I mean? Yeah, go for it.
Oh yeah, it's the unremarkable and then the masterpiece form. Yeah, literally nothing about Sinistcha is a masterpiece. Nothing.
Definitely
So it also has a new ability, hospitality, which is pretty cool. But anyways, so its Dex entry says that it lives inside a superb teacup that was crafted by a potter of great renown. Oh, so are these different Dex entries?
Mm-hmm. They even get different Dex entries.
So each of these, the special form gets a different Dex entry. All right. So
they are literally considered forms.
Okay. All right. So collectors positively adore this Pokemon. The more stirring it does with the T-Whisk on its head, the more energy it builds up. It does this to prepare for battle. And so let's go over to its its broken form or its unremarkable form.
It's broken form.
It pretends to be T, trying to fool. See, honestly, that would be cool, right? If there are two forms where one of them was cracked and broken in a current state, and then the masterpiece form was the one that actually has the. I'm totally blanking on what it's called, where they use gold to revive the object, right?
Either.
That would be cool because then the form difference would actually be visible to the naked eye. That'd be really cool. So then the unremarkable form says it pretends to be tea, trying to fool people into drinking it so it can drain their life force. Its ruse is generally unsuccessful. It prefers a cool, dark place such as kintsugi. Such as the back of a shelf. That's also what Kylo Ren does to his helmet. Of a shelf or the space beneath a home's floorboards. It wanders in search of prey after sunset. It's always interesting when a Pokemon mentions prey, right? Because then you start to think, what is it eating, right?
Mm-hmm.
What other Pokemon are it eating? Is it eating?
Well, it's draining their life forces. Like, I hope that. This is my hope for it. I can't believe I'm still having hope for this thing. But I just hope that its animations, that some like animations of it are like evil looking. You know what I mean? Because that's like this is the nice version of me, but just I'm trying to actually kill you. Like,
I think this. Listen,
maybe
I think
when
it's
it
actually
uses
kind
its signature move, because it does have a signature move. So
yeah. So its signature move is
Matcha Gotcha.
Gotcha. Lumi, you wanna explain this to us?
If I'm not mistaken, it is a Giga Drain mixed with Scald.
That's so cool.
Which is kind of wild.
Yeah. It says the user fires a
Yeah,
blast
Dusty,
of
it's not
tea.
showing on screen if you want to maybe scroll down so people can see it.
I can't scroll down any further, but I'll just read it right here. The user fires a blast of tea that is mixed. The user's HP is restored by up to half the damage taken by the target, so that's the Giga Drain. And then it says this may also leave the target with a burn. Scald was always one of my favorite moves to use competitively, so I like this a lot.
Well, this has so many additional effects. You know, it's going to heal itself, but then it's also got a chance to burn. It is Giga Drain and Scald. That's sick. That's Grass Ghost is not, because the grass typing is not very great. Like, it has a lot of really common weaknesses.
Yeah.
But we see sometimes, like, Amelia Forbes just made top 16 at Worlds with a Bramblegast. So with its ability and its signature move, I'm kind of hoping that I see this thing kick some butt, because that'll. So you're saying animations will redeem it for you. If it is like a crazy fun Pokemon to use, that'll redeem it for me.
Honestly, the same goes for me. I feel like if I use a Pokemon enough competitively, even if it's hideous, like Conkeldurr, I love it, right? Because then it becomes like it becomes the underdog, right? Everyone hates it, right? Everyone wants to cheer against it, but
that's how I am
every battle.
I just don't want to see it that much.
Listen, I think
because it's gonna have the good ability and a good attack, and it's like,
yeah. When I see this, it looks like you guys ever get one of those head scratchers? It's like it's a handle with with like curved metal pieces, and you just kind of like go like that on your head.
Yeah,
that's what this is looking like.
That's what he is.
If Sinistcha,
maybe he's going to do that, so I'm just like scratching his head, you know.
Yeah. If it takes it off its head, I think it actually could be kind of cute. I just think that thing makes it look like Jinx. It makes it look like it's just a woman, you know?
Maybe. It looks like, to me, it looks like a fat little man with stringy hair. And that's what I see, like just like a big blob.
Like
man
a dead,
with, really stringy looking hair.
Like a dead head.
And tiny little arms.
Yeah.
Oh, bro. And its legs.
I knew this guy in college, man. Right?
You said I knew this guy in college.
You knew
100%,
him.
Yeah.
He knew him.
Is that you?
Yeah.
He's the tea.
What kind of tea are you drinking? All right, guys. And then I think it also has it has a new ability, hospitality. Let's see on Pokémon.
We covered it in the Poltergeist one. I mean, it's the same exact thing.
Yeah, because it was revealed on the day they released Poltergeist.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. So when a Pokemon with this ability enters a battle, it showers its ally with hospitality, restoring a small amount of the ally's HP. Yes, that is the same.
Can we just say that they really missed an opportunity to put like tea in the name of hospitality?
I know, hospitality.
Like sprinkles the tea. It sprinkles the tea.
Totally.
Well, maybe what they're wanting to do is like save it in case they want to give it to something else down the line.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Here, you guys ready? We've got Ogerpon.
I love him.
I do love him too.
What do we think?
I love him. I'm glad you
I
love
love
him
him.
because a lot of people don't love him, and I do.
This is what I expected.
There's so many drawings of it and that look almost exactly like this.
Mhm.
Like people were very close, which we saw one of its eyes and we expected it to be like something cute underneath. Really.
Yeah.
I think it's a little goofy, but it's a mythical, or it's not a mythical.
It's like
it's a legendary.
Yeah.
It's
Same vibe. I don't love its body. I never did, but
yeah, like
the rest of it I do like.
It's got arms that are like leaves, right? So like that's a little uncomfortable. I like the horns. I love the little stem on the back of its head.
Yeah, because he's a fruit. He's basically a tree.
So, yeah, are we thinking it's an orange or it's a peach, right?
Peach, orange, one of those.
A tangerine.
It's definitely citrus.
Sadachi is a citrus, so I would imagine it's like supposed to be orange, like related to that.
Yeah, it's a citrus tree. Like it even has the orange flower like on its body. I like it a lot. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. I'm so glad it's cute instead of ugly because ogres and oni are like literally demon looking, and this is the opposite. And for once, I actually like the opposite. I don't look like big nasty noses and teeth coming out everywhere and all that. So
if Electabuzz is an oni, is Elekid an oni?
It's a baby oni.
It's a baby oni. So
it's a devil baby.
Yeah, it's a devil baby. That's cute. So this thing hangs out with.
It's Rosemary's baby. Yeah.
So what is? I'm reading right now on Pokémon. Do you guys have any extra info about this? Actually, there isn't an Ogerpon form without the mask. The Teal mask form is the regular form and can take the mask off.
So this is where there's another bit of misinformation. Even like its typing right there is misinformation, kind of.
Yeah.
But we don't have any confirmation on the typing of it, really.
Yeah. And we'll know very soon.
Basically, the next big leak about this is it has 4 forms, okay?
Yeah.
But we've seen the one form. What the standard is that it always has a mask, okay? But it shows its face all the time, basically. And I don't know why in that Dex image it just doesn't have a mask in the Dex image, but it basically always has a mask. So it either has the Teal mask or the other mask.
So this is not a battle form? You can never have Ogerpon without a mask?
I don't think so, no. It's not a form.
At least not in Teal mask. Maybe there's a chance in Indigo Disc they allow you to like...
I mean, I don't know why you would want to, because I think that...
Yeah, no. It'll be mono-type while the other ones will have these cool types.
I mean, there's still an advantage to that, right? Dual types can have a lot of...
I don't know if it'll even do that. We don't know anything about the typing, so it's really confusing with the typings. I'm just saying, like, in battle, I bet you money that it'll, like, pull the mask back and show its face.
I was going to say that, yeah. Like it always has a mask on.
Behind it.
But yeah, it can peek. Okay, perfect. That makes sense. So this is the original... So, I mean... That stinks. We don't actually have confirmation of the types, or is this a confirmation right here?
It's
grass.
Yes and no.
Yeah, it's because of Ku. It's because of Ku.
But we don't know what the base form. What type?
Yeah, you don't. The question is the base form ghost like is being implied on here, or is the base form grass? Because I'm gonna be real. Go back to the base form, Dusty. That doesn't look like a ghost type. That looks like a grass type to me.
Yeah, just a simple.
I think the Teal mask gives it the ghost type, not the grass type.
That's cool. And then
it'll be
grass water,
grass fire, and grass rock. That's what I think. But that really again is speculation on my part.
Yeah, obviously, if you're watching, ta-da! Here's the types. Here's the masks forms. What do you guys think about the mask forms? Because I think they're actually really cool.
I think Soul was about to say something.
Okay.
Well, I'm just saying. I think that it's definitely possible that it could be grass for each one of them. The only problem is that with the Teal mask, this one. It's always like that mask is grass-like as well. The ghost type comes from the lanterns in that one big image that we first got of them. You know, they have all these typings on them. That's the only place that this ghost type is coming from. It's not coming from any official leaks or anything. It's just like, oh, there's this random ghost type. It might not even have anything to do with ghost type.
I want it to be fairy type, but then it would be too similar to the Tapu quartet, but fairy.
No, I don't think
fairy feels like it makes sense with this. I don't understand how these could be ghost type, like dark type for them being a demon, but like ghost.
When you look,
Well, you have
Ghost
to
is
think demon in the context of Japan. They are spirits. Demons
Yeah.
are spirits.
That's a
So
good point.
ghosts.
Yeah.
sort the Oni as well.
But
So
come on, the
it,
grass
it does make
legendary that
sense.
has multiple forms, grass fire, grass water. Come on, guys, that would be incredible.
That
That's
would
what
be
I'm
cool.
rooting
But
for.
for the record, if it's ghost and that one form with the rock, that would be ghost rock. That's a new typing. We have not had a ghost rock type
Yeah.
before.
I
True.
do think I do lean that way that they'll all be ghost and their respective types, even though it makes absolutely no sense. Because to me, when you look at them, right, look at that form right there. He's still a grass little guy under there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Yep.
grass and rock. He's not ghost and rock
That's
there.
what I
Yep.
think too.
But I don't know. I don't know because of Coup. That's the only reason. If not, I'd be like whatever. And Game Freak logic.
And see,
because
like
it
the
makes no
teal
sense.
mask to me, it kind of looks like
Looks
the
like a
animation you
spirit.
get from Scary Face,
Yeah.
which is a ghost move.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess the grass elements to the teal mask is a little bit misleading, right?
Sure.
Because it does have.
But I don't
those,
know.
like,
It
grass
feels
petals.
like look at the water and look at the fire, and those feel way more indicative of water and fire than the
100%.
teal mask does grass.
Yeah.
I feel like.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like
It's-
pure elementals.
It's definitely up for debate.
So here's the thing for me. I mean, we got a lot to jump into first, but I kind of just want to like comment on the designs of the
Yeah, I wanna
masks
talk about it too.
themselves, right? If you think about a mask, right, they're typically depictions of something that existed or an idea, right? I mean, I don't think this is actually going to be the case, but like, let's play around with it for a little bit. Could these masks be depictions of Pokemon that have existed other way in other places or other legendaries? I don't really think so, but I love how they look like they could be the face of a Pokemon itself, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's
It's
definitely
very
a
clearly
theory
not
video you can
Ogerpon.
do on that.
Yeah, like this
You
thing
know?
looks like a fire type, like a fire type Gyarados or dragon, right? Like a Chinese dragon. This thing looks like I don't even know, just like a massive ogre. I like this one a lot.
I like
They're
it
so
too.
they're so expressive. This
I
thing
like
looks-
them all except water. I'm not crazy about, but even that one I
Bro.
don't hate.
Bro, the
it's got,
water
like,
is
a
my
Zelda vibe.
favorite.
The
Really?
water
Yeah, the
one's
water
really
is so Zelda. It's I
it's
like
a-
look at it. I'm like,
See,
that's a
I mean,
Zelda
I don't
mask.
play a lot of Zelda, so you know.
It's
looks
not
like
that.
a
That's not
water
the reason I
spirit.
like it. Yeah, that's not the reason I like it, but it's beautiful. The water
Yeah.
one is my favorite one. I love it so much. The only qualm I have with these forms is the body. Like
the body doesn't
Change-
change.
it doesn't go with it. Like the top like cape arms thing change, but the body doesn't change. And
Yeah.
it's like a weird green in the middle of all of it. That's the one thing about the water one that I actually don't like that much. Like the green doesn't really go well with the blue there, in my opinion. But I like
This
all of
one's so
them.
cool.
The fire one is the only one I don't like. That's
Yeah, so these are called. So we have, maybe, okay, yeah. I want to just do this like in an organized way. Lumi, do you have any more takes on these, and then we can just go one by one?
No, I like them all, and even the water one, I don't dislike it. I'm just not crazy about it. But the fire one is a lot of fun. That's kind of, if you told me that like there was going to be a Pokemon that like wore masks and stuff, that probably is the closest to what I'd picture. So I think it's my favorite. And then I do really like the rock one just because of kind of how I don't know. It's very tiki like. You know,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like it a lot.
Oh, I just realized.
I love the rock one too.
I just realized each mask has a teal element to it. Of course. So like on the
Which
rock
is also
type,
confusing, by the way.
it's got the horns, right? It's got the teal horns. This thing, the fire type, the heart flame mask has teal lips, and then Wellspring, the water mask has like teal hair or
I
something.
think it's
like
the
that.
eyebrows or something like up
It
here.
could be that, yeah.
like teal.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, because the other
then-
one's just
And then
blue.
and then obviously the teal mask form is a teal crown.
doesn't really have teal that much in it.
Yeah, right.
Like compared to the other ones.
Yeah.
But also those are art. Those aren't artworks. So like the teal's
That's
gonna
true.
be dulled down a little bit.
Yeah.
Um,
I love how they look in game. They're so bright, so vibrant. This thing looks
Yeah.
fun to play around with.
it's confusing at the same time because the main one is called the teal mask form, and these ones
Yeah.
have different names, but they still have the teal. Are they
Yeah.
still the
I
same
wish-
mask?
Copperstone mask.
I
form.
wish there were Dex images for the different forms. You know.
Yeah.
Like I wish we had a Dex image of Ogerpon without the mask, Ogerpon with the teal mask, Ogerpon with the cornerstone mask, etc.
You know, we're gonna do an episode in 2 weeks, and then we'll have all that info, which is great.
well, there won't be Dex pictures for them though. It seems because all the Dex pictures have leaked
Yeah, it's just
and they're
that
not
one.
included.
That's a good point.
It's just that one little boy without any mask.
That's
Because like we even got Dex images of Pokemon that are already in the game, like Toadstool, Gardevoir, and stuff like that.
All right, well let's start with the Teal mask form, Ogerpon, the Teal mask form. Again, we don't know what the type is, but the Dex entry is this Pokemon's type changes based on which mask it's wearing. It confounds its enemies with nimble movements and it kicks. This mischief-loving Pokemon is full of curiosity. It battles by drawing out the type-based energy contained within its masks. I love...
that's something else too, because go over to another form.
This is a huge point as
it
well.
says, so like that one, it says in this form, it draws on the power of water. It'll say fire, all those things. But like in the Teal mask form, it talks about how it's mischief-loving, and that makes me go to Ghost.
Yep.
But
absolutely.
it is referring to the base Pokemon as mischief-loving. So is the base Pokemon, there's...
And
you can argue either way.
That's true, and we'll see with the Wellspring mask form. It mentions its kicks again. It mentions its IV strikes, which is actually going to be a new attack, which is I think it's called IV Cudgel, and it says the user strikes with an IV wrapped cudgel. Which do we have art of or
we have a shot of it.
We do
from the trailer. Yeah,
I don't know where that is.
It's from the trailer. Yeah,
it's basically this it's like a bat with. Wrapped in ivy, like sharp, spiny ivy.
It's a typical weapon.
Any Walking Dead fan knows it's Negan's bat.
Yes, exactly right. With all the nails.
I stopped watching Walking Dead.
Same.
It says this move's type changes depending on the mask form of the user, and it has a heightened chance of landing a critical hit. Lumi, would that be a good ability, or would that be a good move in game? I would think so.
I mean, it's all going to be affected by base power, typing, all that. But, it's, it definitely, it looks like it is one that could be. But again, typing and obviously this thing's stats, that is like the biggest thing.
Yeah. I feel like.
But that'll all be very important. A move can kind of, there's not a lot of moves that are bad, it's just kind of the Pokemon, what I mean? Obviously, except for like early game moves like Tackle and Scratch, obviously those aren't good. But there's not a ton of moves that are bad. They just have to be on the right Pokemon for the right situation, those kinds of things.
All right. And then Ogerpon's new ability is also called Embody Aspect. The Pokemon's heart fills with memories, causing the Wellspring mask to shine and the Pokemon's special defense stat to be boosted. I think this was taken from the water.
But they all say the same thing basically.
Okay.
It's probably a mistake on this site's part, but it'll just say the Teal mask instead of Wellspring. So it's the same exact thing, which also like. It almost makes me think it's ghost type because it's weird like that it's talking about its heart being filled with memories because of the mask.
That's true.
So I don't know. I really don't know about the typings, but the entries are weird, man. They all say like this one says water, this one says fire, this one says rock, and this one says nothing about grass at all.
That's a good point.
Anyway.
Yeah.
It's cool.
So I'll read off the let's read off the dex entries for each of these forms. So again, the Ogerpon Wellspring mask form, water type. I really do love. I love how striking these and just how bright and I'm excited to play Teal mask.
Yeah.
So it says it's gonna be so much fun. This form excels in both attack and defense. Oh, interesting. Do they both say that? Yeah. So they're both talking about their. That's interesting.
They all have different things that they.
Yeah, they all. It's Deoxys. Like in terms of like where it gets, obviously it's not just like Deoxys, but like where it will have a different boost to a different stat.
That's awesome. So,
but it will also change type on like Deoxys.
Yeah, and it gets a water type. Okay, and then the fire one. This is called the Heart Flame Mask form. This form is the most aggressive, bombarding enemies with the intensity of flames blazing within a hearth. In this form, it draws on the power of fire, and its spear. It spears its enemies with thorn-covered ivy. This is where I'm like, it has to be a grass type. Like the base form has to be grass type.
Yeah.
Like that makes so much sense to me.
If the signature move is Ivy Cudgel, and it is a grass type move, you think they wouldn't give it a grass type move if it's going to not only be a grass type for one form.
Yeah.
You would think.
I love ghost type, but come on, ghost fans need to just just step off.
Either way,
I don't know,
either
bro. I
way,
don't
we
know
are
which
guaranteed yet another grass ghost type.
I know, right?
Yeah, either way, the first one is going to be Grass Ghost.
Right.
Like that's the most assured one.
Yeah,
Unless they just
still
do
not
away with the
confirmed.
ghost type completely. Like the ghost type is just not have anything to do with this Pokemon, which would
Yeah.
also make sense.
See, I would think that'd be a little disappointing if they were all monotype. I think that'd be disappointing.
Yeah, I agree.
That would
but-
be disappointing.
Well, they wouldn't be. I don't think. I think they'd be Grass Fire, Grass Water.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That'd be so sweet. I want that so bad.
Grass.
We finally would
yeah.
have grass fire type. And then we have
Grass rock's not a bad typing either. The fun thing about like grass and rock is on their own they have the most weaknesses of every type, but
Yeah.
together they actually don't have a lot of weaknesses because they balance out each
Ooh.
other's weaknesses.
Love
a lot
that.
of them.
It's an interesting typing.
So the cornerstone mask form is
Sick.
going to be rock type, and this form has excellent defenses, absorbing impacts solidly like the cornerstones that support houses. In this form, it draws on the power of stone. Its body is rock solid, protecting it from all manner of attack. So I would assume it's got high defense and special defense. Actually, yeah.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Wellspring seems to be special defense, so I would think this one is physical defense.
Interesting. So maybe it's okay. So this one's it says attack, but it says attack and defense. This form excels in both. Maybe that's physical.
It's the Wellspring's like it's like a, what is the right word to say? It's like a, I don't know the word, but basically these ones excel in certain things, and the water one is like a mix
Mixed.
of them both,
Yeah.
or like a balance. That's the word I'm looking for. It's like a balanced form because it's like
attack
water.
and defense, and then cornerstone is only defense, and then maybe
Okay,
the
here we go.
fire one is only offense.
According to this is from Centro, because he like copy pasted all the abilities. It's Teal Mask is speed, Hearth Flame is attack, Wellspring is special defense, and then Cornerstone is defense.
Makes
So
sense.
it seems it'll be a physical attacker since there wasn't a special attack one.
We had to look at
they'll
the
all be
abilities,
physical attack, which makes sense because Ivy Cudgel, if that's a signature move across all forms, then that would be a physical move. So they're not going to want to differentiate them.
Yeah, that does make a lot of sense.
Love it. And then the other mystery is that we've got Ogerpon's terrestrial form, which I guess there's not too much info. Did we get any info from the
This is big
data?
actually. So I just tweeted something out about this yesterday and a part 2 of it today, which you'll see whenever this video comes out. But basically, you don't have to look at it because it's long. I'll just tell you. This was not shown in the data mine because it's not a like specific form of Ogerpon. So it's only used in Terrastal. So like if you Terrastalize Ogerpon, that's what it should look like. There's also another scenario where this is just a boss battle form where it's just for
This is how you get it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's no, you
Similar
wouldn't
to
even ever use it.
Eternatus.
Yeah, it'd be like Eternamax. Like you would never use it. It would just be in a battle.
See, that's so
when you battle
disappointing.
against it. Well, that's just a 50-50. I don't think that's what it's going to be. I think personally, and I could be let down hard by this, but I personally think that once you catch Ogerpon and you Terra Grass Ogerpon, that's what you'll get.
But it's
Because
just not going to treat it like a form. It's just going to act like that's just what happens.
It's technically like a terraform, basically.
Yeah, it is a terraform, but what I mean is
Yeah.
like Home is not listing it. Like in the past, Gmaxes, Megas, they're all listed in Home as forms, but this is not listed in Home as a form.
Yeah. I think
Is-
if you wait.
Is Eternamax Eternatus listed as a form in Home?
Nope, I don't think so. I mean, in home, I don't know. I'm thinking about the Nat X.
That would be an interesting comparison if it's listed in Home, but this isn't.
If you
That's
wanna
kind of
look it up,
interesting.
Lumi, because I know you're over
let's
there
see.
like the man
I think
behind
it'd
the
be.
computer.
I think it'd be a missed opportunity, and I feel like it makes the most sense that we can access this form, but basically this terrestrialization form would alter depending on what mask Ogerpon actually has.
Right. So
That's
the
like
big thing.
a no-brainer to me. It's called the Teal mask.
If this is a boss only form, then this is the only one of these that we're gonna get.
Yeah.
If it's for each
It is.
each time you terrastalize, Eternatus is.
Yeah.
Eternamax.
Eternamax Eternatus.
It is. It's in
So
home.
that's
It's
interesting.
in home.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if each time you terrastalize Ogerpon that you caught with a different type, so let's say you did it with the fire mask on, then the fire mask should do this as well.
Yeah.
And it
I
even gets a little more elements with the horns being more
You're right. Yeah.
defined,
Yeah.
and then the vines. So
It's
I
a
wonder what
different-
each one would do.
I think it'd be really cool. I think this makes the most sense, right? You start playing the game, and the first and you basically chase around Ogerpon, right? And you do, I guess it would be 5 different battles, or maybe 4 different battles. And you start out, let's say, with the water one, right? You find Ogerpon. Ogerpon has the water mask. It turns into this form. You battle it as a Titan, right? You defeat it.
You're probably
It
right, dude.
It goes somewhere on. It does the rock, and then it does fire, and then it does finally this. That's what I'm imagining is going to happen.
You're probably very right about this, I think. I know you're chasing Ogerpon around. Like, it's confirmed you're chasing him around right at the beginning.
Yeah.
Not from leaks, from the previews.
And it
But,
makes sense that there be like different areas that maybe he'll appear with the different forms. Like we have a location that's been leaked called the Crystal Pool. Maybe that's where we'll battle him with the Wellspring Mask, et cetera, et cetera.
And this is what it would be. So, like, once you defeat it as a water, you defeat it in its water form, its Wellspring form. Ogerpon flees, but it drops the mask. You pick up the mask, and you pick up all the masks. So right when you get Ogerpon at the very climactic battle, you capture it or whatever. Now you can access all the different forms, right?
Smart. I think it's genius. Like, that's how it should work. It makes so much sense with, like, even the Isle of Armor, like the whole Urshifu thing. Those were story-related forms, basically. And I think that this is probably the same kind of thing. Like, they gave it these 4 forms so that it has something to do with the story and gameplay. Dusty, I think you got it. I don't. That's not a leak or anything, but I think that that's what it is. Yeah, it's very interesting. But the point is, will we be able to use it or not? Because what you're saying is boss battles. It's very interesting that they don't have they have the Eternamax, but they don't have these forms. Yeah. Maybe they add it later on, Lumi. Like sometimes they add these things later on in home, because home, let's just say,
that is true.
Ilka's not a perfect example of how to do things in general.
That's very true.
They might add them later, like on the bottom or something.
Well, and this does also draw the question of we now have seen Ogerpon's other masks. And so that leaves the masks that we see at the festival of the Loyal 3 still a mystery, because we have these masks that they're stylistically different. So are those the terraforms, like this Ogerpon terraform, are those going to be what they look like in their terrestrial state?
Yeah.
Yep. I just put that tweet out today exactly, and I'm glad that Dusty's actually looking at these, because it's a good segue into them. We didn't talk about their types, but the Loyal 3, it's possible, but I am not hopeful that those masks actually, it could work exactly the same, just like Lumi just said. Like, they actually have their own, when you terrastalize them, let's say the poison type, that mask like pops up, and you can use them the same way. Just for like a visual. Actually, what do these forms do is the big question. Like, why does it have
there's some stat boost? Is it a boost to moves? It has
to have something. It has to. It's not.
It can't just be aesthetic. Yeah.
No. So
that's
another thing.
Yeah,
that's another thing.
Could it be that I mean, I guess I could see a scenario where, because the whole thing with terrestrialization, right? The limitation is you only get one type. So could these be a way for them to grant any Pokemon that a new dual type? So, like, let's just assume the site is right, and Ogerpon is a ghost grass type in its teal mask form. Let's say any Pokemon who wields it, or maybe it's just Okidogi or whoever, right? If Okidogi or Munkidori uses the teal mask, then it's not poison psychic. It's not that, right?
Poison ghost.
Yeah, it'll now be ghost.
It could be like, that could be the mechanical change, is that not exactly what you're saying, Dusty, but let's say that like Okidogi uses this special terrestrial state, is what they're calling it, and it gets the mask. Maybe it's not just poison type, but it's poison and fighting type. But you get stab, double, quadruple stab, or whatever for both.
Yeah.
That could be it, and the same for
Maybe.
Ogerpon, obviously.
Because like
So,
right now, if you were to terrestrialize Okidogi into a poison type, it gets an extra stab boost to the poison type, but the fighting type, it still has the regular stab. But maybe this one would give the double stab to poison and the double stab to fighting. And the interesting thing is, you have to realize too, this mechanic is not even related to the 19th Terra type that we're getting in Indigo Disc. Because we're getting on Indigo Disc, we're not getting that. So this is a whole nother thing. So they're blowing the door wide open, like, competitively. Yeah. It's kind of wild.
We hope.
We hope.
Whatever the feature is going to be, I think it's going to be very, very closely limited to just a type, some sort of type change, whether it's dual type or it's a 19th type. I think it's only going to have to do with, I think whatever change happens, it's just going to be the type, right?
Another thing about both
no
of
abilities, no stat boosts.
Yeah. Another thing about both of these is, like, it's just for this. Like, it's not expanding further after this. You may never see it again. Like, it's just for Gen 9 Paldea, maybe even. Maybe we see it in future Gen 9 games because they might continue Terrestrial, but I don't know. I just want to be clear about one more thing before we move on from Ogerpon.
Yes.
It does not have that base form. Like, on this whole thing, it's just like, it's just the 4. Yeah, like, I don't know why they did this. It doesn't have just like a base ghost type. That, because it's cute. It just doesn't exist. This whole thing.
Because Subarashi, Mad Zygar Court, is a nice artist. And it's cute.
It's confusing.
That's why it exists.
There. It should exist because it's adorable. I love it.
Yeah.
As for the types of the Loyal 3, we don't have to go in depth, but those are like basically confirmed to me. The only one that people talk about is fighting.
Okay, so for they're the people listening, Okidogi, Monkidori, Pheasantipity, you're saying they're basically confirmed, but we do not have actual confirmation of their types?
No, we don't. No, we don't have official confirmation.
Okay, but we're talking about the types. What we're expecting is Okidogi is going to be poison fighting type, and then Monkidori is going to be poison psychic, and then Pheasantipity is going to be poison fairy. What do you guys think about this?
They have leaked dex entries, and we don't have to, like, I mean, we could go into each of them because there's so much going on right now.
I would like to read them, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you read them quick or whatever. Yeah, each one of them shows like a little bit of what their typing would be, especially Monkidori.
Okay, I
but
see.
you can read them.
All right, so Okidogi, after all its muscles, were stimulated by the toxic chain around its neck, Okidogi transformed and gained a powerful physique. Okidogi is a ruffian fighting type with a short temper fighting type. It can pulverize fighting type. Anything by swinging fighting type around the chain on its neck.
Yeah. Fighting type.
Yeah, swole neck. Okay, that is clear. I mean, before even continuing, the question here is, what the heck is transformed mean? Okidogi transformed?
So I have a theory on this. I've been saving for when the game actually comes out or the DLC comes out, because I try not to like post too much leak stuff for the people that are like avoiding leaks on Twitter or whatever. But basically, like the little the little statues that we see of them.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I think those were like, so this is like the same thing as like that weird base form Ogerpon, but it's not an existing form. Those were like the original versions of them, and then they were given the toxic chain, which you can see here. The toxic chain stimulates their like new selves, and they become these. That's what I think anyway. It's a fun little theory.
And the toxic chain is kind of, I mean, I'm reading into that. Like, what the heck is a toxic chain? Is that like a virus? Is it like what's it called? Pokérus, right? It's just like what the heck is it? It's like seeping energy into these stone creatures, giving them life, right?
I wouldn't say they're stones. I'm saying like there's like a little animal Pokemon version. Yeah, little. He was like a little puppy once, and then they put that toxic chain on him, and he became this thing.
That's funny. Okay, and then we got Monkidori, supposedly poison psychic type. Is that a good type, Lumi?
I mean, it's
do we have that?
Stats will matter. We do have that Galarian, Slowbro, and Slowking.
Sure, yeah. All right. So it says the chain made from toxins that enhance capabilities. It stimulated Munkidori's brain, psychic type, and caused the Pokemon's psychic powers.
It literally says it, bro. Like, so this one is confirmed. This one's confirmed to me.
Munkidori keeps itself somewhere safe while it toys with its foes using psychokinesis to induce intense dizziness. And that makes sense. You're right. I think we all predicted that, right? Its body was like very small. It's touching its big brain. It's gonna hide.
Right.
Yeah. Its animation is like, hello.
Yeah. And then we got Pheasantipity, poison fairy type, which, do we have that?
We do, but it's rare, I think.
Poison fairy.
Galarian Weezing.
Yes. And we don't like that. Pheasantipity owes its...
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
I don't like its smokestacks.
I
don't like Galarian Weezing. No,
I like Galarian Weezing.
I was just looking at it today, actually. Someone posted a picture of it, and I was like, dang, I hate this.
It's so bad. I don't like any of the regional forms in Galar.
You don't like Surfetch'd and Obstagoon? No, dude. Yeah, we'll save this for our Gen 8.
No, I really don't like Surfetch'd.
We'll save this for
I
our
do
Gen
not
8
like
tier
Surfetch'd.
I can't take this.
Slowbro's really good though. Anyways, Pheasantipity owes its beautiful looks and lovely voice to the toxic stimulants emanating from the chain wrapped around its body. Pheasantipity beats its glossy wings to scatter pheromones that captivates people and Pokemon. So this is
it's beautiful looks and lovely voice.
Yeah.
You know,
I like it. It's going to be a thing for me where I'm like, why is it not hit? Well, how can it be hit? How is it not hit? Wait, no. How is it hit by Earthquake? Because it's not levitating.
Well, it will be.
I know.
Yeah.
And it'll hurt.
I don't know. I think these are cool. I'm really curious about the whole toxic stimulants. Toby and Hoops just did a video about, and it's all just headcanon. They're just like speculating on a cool idea.
Right.
But they talk about, I don't know if you guys saw it, they talked about these like toxic or virus forms of Pokemon. And I was like, that is so cool. What was it? I think it was in the Hoenn. It was like supposed to be like a Legends
Hoenn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's like they're relating it back to Deoxys, and that's what this is starting to make me think of. I'm like, virus, toxic. Like, what is this?
Yeah.
Like, something gets awoken by a toxin. That's really cool.
I think the next amount of like speculation after the Teal Mask is past us is going to be about these toxic chains. Like, what's going on?
We'll do a whole episode on that. That'd be fun.
Yeah, it's
Right.
weird.
So, and then the last Pokemon that we already knew about, but is going to be the last Pokemon that's going to be in the Teal Mask is Applin, of course. Here we go, Flapple.
So this thing shiny like makes me. Oh, maybe you can't do it on this.
Yeah.
Anyway, this thing shiny is glorious to me.
Yeah.
I love it so
Pretty
much.
cool.
It looks like caramel. It's
like it's coated in
super
honey.
Yummy. Yeah, but the thing obviously that I want to talk about, I don't even want to talk about it. We'll talk about it later. But just if you are listening, there is either going to be a new evolution for Applin alongside Diplin, or another evolution to Diplin.
It's another evolution to Diplin. Let's be real.
But subscribe for
It's
that
not
episode
confirmed.
next week.
Oh,
Yeah, it's not confirmed.
It's
It's not confirmed. There's no leak saying that at all.
There is a leak saying that.
No, there's not.
Yeah,
There's
Koo is very clearly implying that. I'm not having this conversation again. I've already proven that he is definitely suggesting that.
So now what I want to do is look at all of the new in-game images that we got. I think like today. Didn't we get these today? Yesterday. I'm sorry. Yes, yesterday. And these are in-game.
And at the time this was posted, like 5 days ago.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah. So, Lumi, if you want to give a rundown on how we got these images, that'd be great. But these are just in-game images of the Teal Mask.
Pretty standard stuff for like when a new game releases. They give like copies, or they allow people to come in and play some of them, like media people. And Famitsu, I believe, was the case this time, got to play a little bit of the Teal Mask, and so we got these lovely images. We also did get some new information. While you scroll through the images, I can kind of give it out.
Great.
So, like, for one thing, there are going to be new TMs in the Teal Mask. And, like, some of the stuff we got was Grassy Glide, Toxic, Lash Out, Poltergeist, and Burning Jealousy. Which all are, those were, a lot of those except for Toxic, they were the tutor moves in Isle of Armor. So that's interesting that they're converting them to TMs. And Toxic, that was a big deal back in, Toxic Stall is a very common strategy, and it seems that they are bringing that back for better or worse. I imagine they'll nerf the amount of Pokemon that can get them. Like it won't be as available as it used to be, because used to, like, almost every Pokemon could get that almost. So
does this guy right here have an official bio? This bald gentleman?
I think we did get his name, but like just because in one of the trailers, like it showed his text, and so it says at the top who's talking.
Okay, because I'll put him in the thumbnail.
Yeah, but but they have they've also revealed that, like, they previously revealed that you can tell your Pokemon to like sit and stay so you can take a picture with it. But now they've revealed you can also play music to get it to react to things.
That's cool.
They have also revealed there'll be new clothing. There'll be new picnic supplies. Who freaking cares? You can rearrange chairs now at a picnic, which is cool. Point? I guess. No, it is cool that they are just making little small quality of life. Those go a long way for some people, so I'm not like belittling that at all.
Some people love it,
right? And that's awesome if you do. They also confirmed that the Ogerpon minigame, which is how we get these mochis. There will be 3 different modes of them: beginner, intermediate, and advanced, and you can get Terra Shards from them, which is great. There will be new items, including an experience charm coming back. That was in the Isle of Armor, I believe.
So that's like when you get that, you get more experience easier?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. Great. And
hey guys,
honestly is about it.
Quick question, right? We were talking about Applin, right? Or we were talking about Diplin, right? This little stand right here, there's a red apple. What's this green apple? Could that be something?
Nah, it's just the apple. It's just the yellow ones.
Well,
are actually
it might be a reference to how Flapple's shiny and Applin's shiny are green.
Yeah, that could be it.
Actually,
how about this right here? I mean,
that goes back to what we were talking about.
We throughout all of the promotional material of the Teal mask, we've seen these 3 masks, I guess 4 masks, that depict different versions of Ogerpon, Munkidori, Pheasantipede, and Okidogi. And basically the 3 hero masks we really haven't seen much of. Oh, it's just disappeared.
Yeah, well, that's what we were talking about.
Like
before.
we haven't actually seen these before.
Two things that are like this literally like almost just happened. There is some talk of a Nintendo Direct next week.
Oh, great.
There's gonna be one in September.
Absolutely. But just saying, so those are not guaranteed to have Pokemon news, but they can. And they have. But also this is important to me, but maybe no one else would care about this. There's going to be new wild battle music and trainer battle music.
Oh no,
I love
that.
That's cool.
I love that. That's awesome.
That's awesome. So I mean, do we want to talk about this? It's a lot of speculation. Do we want to talk
we just kind of talked about it, but I will like add one more point to it. We were talking about these would be the masks that they would get in their terrestrial states. Okay.
Yeah.
So the thing is, there's 2 things about it. One, it points to them being real because that Ogerpon mask is the Teal mask. Like that is the official Teal mask.
And that's what he looks like when he terras.
Kind of, yeah. It's more ugly, right? So it's more like that's what the people see him as, like he's a villain, right?
Yeah.
And then so on the flip side of like a point against these masks being anything other than just this, those are hero masks of the Loyal 3, which they don't really look like heroes. So this could be an interpretation of what the people of Kitakami are like. They're heroes, so they're like Power Rangers.
Like Power Rangers.
Like they want us to. They're like, these are our Power Rangers. These are our heroes. So it sucks because it could be like they're not getting anything. That's just how the people see them, and these are the masks that they sell.
Which is
it's like a cool stylistic thing, like that Hoodoo store from Sword and Shield. And when that first dropped, like it's like wearing a book on its head or something, and everyone was like, Hoodoo Galarian form,
Yeah. But I did just post
That's
today,
still coming.
They literally released merch of these masks. Like these.
Really?
Yeah, if you look on my Twitter now, you can see it. Yeah, go to my main Twitter page. Yeah, we could maybe. I don't know. They do have it. If you go, it'll be like the second thing there.
Oh, that's
that one.
sick, dude. Rillaboom's awesome.
That one. This.
Huh.
Like
Wow,
literal
cool.
merch. Just you can click on the pictures.
Wow.
So yeah, keep going through them.
Like if they had officially, wow, look at that socks. You would
It's like,
think
why
if they
would you put?
yeah.
Yeah, why would
Why
you
would
make
you release this and not actually officially say what it is? Like to be like, oh, this is a new form. This is a new Pokemon.
And they've been showing these off since February. Like we've seen these
Yeah.
masks and been speculating. Like, and
They're cool.
every single one they show it to us. Like, what the heck? I don't know if it's not anything. It's gonna be like, why did you do this?
Yeah.
Game
I know.
Freak?
I think it's cool. I mean, it's definitely they're. Listen, they know that if they hint at things, if they give us little, if they make a character that looks like it has Paradox Magnemite in its hair, right? Or if it looks like it's a Galarian Dustox in its outfit, right? People are gonna make videos and and promote the games for free. So. Why would they do that? That's probably why they would do it. But I honestly, I would not be disappointed if we didn't get these. If these weren't actual real Pokemon, I think it's still like kind of a cool piece of lore, right? To think that like the Pokemon universe has people who do what we do in our universe, which is, make depictions of things that we like.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know.
So I don't mind it too. I don't mind it.
I'd like it
bad.
to be a form, but
I would too. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, look
like
at
that.
this.
Oh, dude, he just posted that under there. I didn't even see him.
That's
I hope
sick.
that this is exactly. I'm gonna retweet or put it underneath this tweet
This
as well.
is awesome. Go follow their account. This is sick.
Yeah, this guy is 14, man. He's talented.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, go to the Okie Dokie because I haven't seen that one.
That's
Cool.
sick.
So he's like basically just puts it and then adds like the grass
Crystalline.
like Ogerpon.
Yeah.
No, like see like in the back there's like the grass stuff coming off. Same as like in the Monkey Dory one has like water stuff. Because I think he's saying that they'd be grass and water and fire probably still.
That's cool.
But it's definitely cool. I'd love to see it.
That's nice.
Yeah. The only other thing about those images you were looking at with the Dipplin thing, I think that's where you will get Dipplin's apple to like
Yeah,
evolve it.
you can buy
Sure.
it from the stand or something. Sure.
Mhm. Because I think Applin is like
From
one
this
of the
guy
worst
right here.
Pokemon. No, from the
What do you
guy
mean?
from the guy at the
From the
place.
guy with the Dipplin things that you were showing.
Oh yeah. What's wrong with Applin?
Let me finish.
Applin's so cool.
Applin is great. Don't get me wrong, but to use Applin in game is awful. I used
it
it in
is.
Sword
It's
and
hard to
Shield,
use.
and it
Same.
has like Astonish and
Yeah.
I don't even know like Withdraw.
Yeah, it's like Ralt's only
Yeah.
knowing Growl.
It's a bit like Dreepy and stuff.
Okay.
It's so bad to use, and it takes a while to find those apples in.
Yeah,
in,
it
in
has-
Galar.
Yeah,
I
you
was
don't
like,
get them till
gosh.
Hammerlock. Yeah, but
See,
no,
that-
it has
that
Astonish,
actually-
Withdraw, and the only TM it can learn is Attract.
Yeah, I used freaking Applin in my team because Flapple was gonna be on my team for Sword and Shield, and I used Applin the entire time. Like it just died. It just instant death. Like
So to me that like solidifies that Dipplin is going to evolve another time because right, if they're designing this game and we're like we want to give Applin a new form but we don't want to give
I can
make
learn
the-
Pounce and Terra Blast now.
like basically like you evolve your Applin to Dipplin, it looks identical to Applin except for like a couple different little things. But it's essentially it looks like Applin and you can enjoy the game with it. So it's like
I
the
think it's
design
gonna have good
change is still
stats
there.
and those stuff. I think it's gonna be like have all it's gonna be like a fully evolved kind of vibe.
That's cool.
I actually have been falling in love with Dipplin a lot. Like the whole because they keep showing it
It's
with
good.
its head out, and that's all I ever need.
Yes,
yeah.
it looks so
Just
good when
little-
it pops its head out.
It's its own Pokemon in that respect. I haven't seen the whole Applin vibe. Anyway, let's move on.
Oh, look at this team right here. Oh, this is cool,
Oh,
dude.
I wanted to suggest this. I think personally,
Okay.
I could be wrong,
That's fine.
but this whole ogre ousting game thing, which they spent a lot of time covering in this, I think
is it?
this is what
Oh.
Ku was talking about being the
PK
like,
Hex feature.
PK Hex feature.
Mm.
I think that this is the PK
don't-
Hex feature.
That's
I don't
awful.
know because
That's so bad.
remember there was a data mine that like
Mm-hmm. I know you're talking
where
about.
like it was
Yeah.
like a gift Pokemon. It was set up as like a gift Pokemon, but like you could customize it.
Yeah, well, they data mined that there was going to be a Spidops form too, but he doesn't exist.
No, they data mined. That is so different. They data mined that along with Mousehold gender variants, which implies that it was all scrapped.
How is this
Whatever,
PK
I'm
Hex?
bitter and just I hate it. I want my Spidops form, man.
Maybe you'll get a Terraform. Who knows?
Gen 10 Spidops is going to get a new Evo.
No,
It's its evolution. Yeah.
Indigo Disc, please.
How
I don't
is this
think they're
PK
gonna
Hex?
let you in.
Is this like super what is it? Super
The
training?
Mochi can give EVs, and then there's a restart Mochi, which can basically erase your EVs and allow you to redo it. But I would still say that is not comparable to
PK Hex.
The power of PK Hex.
I know, but you have to think.
Because that's also, it's a feature that was in Isle of Armor. I don't think Ku would draw that much attention to it, because it's already been in the game. This was an Isle of Armor. Just instead of a mini game, it was a girl you talk to.
Yeah, and there's more. Basically, in the DLC, it's just like making competitive easier. Like I forget what else you said, Lumi, but the like experience item. Like you can just get your Pokemon up to like it's.
Is that what these are right here?
Easy.
Those are Mochi, yeah. The white one that it's like got highlighted, that's it's the zero. I think it's called like Fresh Start Mochi.
Okay.
I don't know. So I just think with like leaks, what the information that you get when someone says something to you, you know, it's like, oh, this is like a PK Hex feature, but in reality, it's just this, and it's just kind of like that. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think Ku would disagree with me, but
I don't know. I could still see it being something that's going to be safe for Indigo Disc, because Indigo Disc is also focused a lot more on battles. I could see it being something that's in, like, we apparently have like our own like club room or something. I could see it being something that you can access in there.
I could be very wrong.
I want to talk a little bit about our expectations for the DLC being a better like game experience, right?
Oh, you talking about like graphics?
I'm talking about graphics. I'm mostly the thing that I care about the most, I think, is like just organizing my boxes. Being able to like navigate the boxes without there being like a 2-second delay. Yeah.
I don't know if they fixed that one, but I have heard that there's much less bugs.
There are less bugs, but it's going to be contained to Kitakami because it's going to be a smaller area. So that makes sense.
As far as like it looking better, I think it looks better. The guy that reviewed this was like, it's like high resolution version of it. So
I mean, this looks really nice right here.
I think it's not like they improved the graphics like drastically or anything. You can't do much more. Like I still hate
DLC.
Like the floor textures. Game. Yeah.
Right, like some of that's going to be limited by the art style.
Yeah.
There's not so much that they can do, but I can say like it looks like they improved some things. You know,
there's new hand gestures now that you can do. Yeah, that's fun.
I love the rotostic stuff. I'm not even joking. Like
I love the photo stuff. No, I was very happy that like you can tell your Pokemon to sit and like play music to get them react.
Yeah, I agree, Lumi, 100%. Yeah, it's incredible. It's like the best feature of the DLC. We're gonna get so many cool pictures of Pokemon.
Yeah.
Which I love because I just love to see them.
Wonder if the music will make like wild Pokemon react to, not just your Pokemon.
That'd be cool. Oh, if you could like attract Pokemon that way.
Yeah.
Remember
if you think that's cool, Dusty, then once again I should remind you should play new Pokemon Snap.
Yeah, okay, everyone leave a comment.
Yo, keep harassing them about
Guilt
it.
me.
We really all have our things. Lumi's all about Pokemon Snap. You're all about sleep, and I'm just beta Pokemon over here. And it is what it is.
And also how about I hate this Pokemon that everyone loves.
Also, y'all haven't even played Generation 3 yet. What's going on?
Yes, that is.
I played Gen 3. I haven't played Hoenn Gen 3.
Yeah,
you gotta play.
And I just haven't played.
You gotta play Hoenn Gen 3 is peak Gen 3. It's peak Hoenn.
Fire Red's very
so good. Fire Red is good. Fire Red is good. Yeah, I want to talk about all the new returning Pokemon. Spinarak line is returning. We're not getting an Ariados evolution like I think a lot of people wanted.
That is one. Before you go on, that is one thing. That's like it for the Teal Mask, guys. That's all we got. Like we're not getting. There's no more Yanma.
Yeah, but there's more to the episode.
There's no more. Yeah, I know. I'm just saying there's no more Gligar or Apom speculation.
Why
all of that? No Poochyena evolution. Throw it out.
Dude, that's crazy.
No Chimecho evolution.
No Crawdon.
The Chimester is still just the Chimester.
No watermelon coughing.
I told my friends about the Chimecho evolution. I was like, it's happening. Yep, I know people who know leakers. Yep, I know. And it was wrong.
Oh, boy. That's why you can't believe everything
it's too disappointing.
you read.
It's funny that like okay, so like just the beginning of this. This is the Kitakami regional dex. So these are also returning Pokemon, right? It's funny how like a lot of these Pokemon are truly underwhelming, right? When you compare them to Pokemon that were in base Scarlet and Violet.
I don't know if I agree, but
okay. Listen, no, they're cool. They're good designs, but like competitively, I'm like, am I really gonna use Ariados? You know what I'm saying? Or not even competitively, but like in game.
True.
I'm like, what are you? You gonna defend Illumise right now? So
Illumise,
anyway.
I want to freaking kick, man.
Yeah.
Actually, I wish we could see their dex images because
they look cool.
Dex images are actually adorable, and I was like,
not.
do I like this right now? I was like confused.
I hate them.
I was so confused. But Volbeat is all right. All right, yeah. Volbeat is all right.
Volbeat is okay. Yeah,
we can kick Illumise.
So here's the list: Spinarak, Ariados, Yanmega. I love Yanmega so much. Wooper, Quagsire.
I love all the Pokemon you just listed.
Poochyena, Mightyena. I don't care about Volbeat or Illumise. We got Corphish and Crawdont. So, the Swado, the Swado line is returning.
Whoa!
Leave Annie.
It is good.
Let's go.
Swadloon.
My love for Leave Annie has been reestablished here after looking at its Pokedex image.
Yeah. Well, I'm not looking at it.
It's a good Pokemon.
We got Cutiefly, Rabombi.
I love them.
Ekans, Arbok. I'm reading this list, and it's like
Scroll
all of
down
these Pokemon.
A little more so it's on screen while you're saying them.
Yeah, good idea.
Each one, there you go.
And I'm just reading this list, and I'm like, all of these Pokemon are eligible for a third evolution or a new form.
I know. All of them are
not happening
when you get to Corphish.
It's not happening.
So we got Cutiefly, Rabombi, Ekans, Arbok, Pichu, Pikachu, Raichu, Bellsprout, Weeping Bell, Victory Bell, Sentret, Ferret, Starly, Staravia, Staraptor, B-Tier.
Okay, say it like you care.
Yeah, I know. Fomantis and Lorantis. That'd be great to
My
get a
boy
new evolution.
Flapple, yo.
I know. Apple's here. Flapple's here. Appleton's
Ninetales
here.
looks amazing.
I know. Just looking at the the images, in-game images earlier, like it made me realize that I think I love Vulpix and I don't like Ninetales. I don't think I've ever liked Ninetales.
No.
Why
that is a take.
Why is Ninetales not the fire red of Vulpix? Why did they make it boring? Kanto, like
we can't get stuck here.
It's like tan.
I love that
it's
color.
Like a cream sand color.
It's good. It's a good color.
No, it's a bad.
Keep
color.
going. So we got the Poliwhirl line.
We got the Poliwag, Poliwhirl, Politoed, Poliwrath, Magikarp. This is like the Pokerap. Magikarp, Gyarados, Hoot, Noctowl.
Dude, that didn't rhyme.
Ambipom. God.
Heracross will be cool. I think I might have Heracross on my team. I'm always kind of like
Heracross. Sorry, in the game.
Yeah, you're right.
A lot of these are already in Scarlet and Violet.
So what? Just tell me which ones are returning. I guess.
Okay, Swinub line returning. No, Stantler's already in. C-Dot line's back.
The C-Dot line, I was shook. Nuzleaf's like Dex image thing looks incredible, and I was like, I don't need.
Even with the nipples.
Yeah, even with the nipples, it looks good.
It's # even with the nipples.
Please don't hashtag.
No,
we can't make a shirt out of that. Pick another quote to hashtag.
The art is just too.
We just cut out a circle in the shirt.
Are you ready?
Yeah, that's literally where the art goes. I could do that.
Oh no,
that's not a bad merch.
Its nose is the belly button.
Oh god, no. I hate the belly button too. I must say I hate the belly button as well. But that's not in this game, it looks incredible. Shiftry looked really great as well.
Yeah, we don't have those. We're gonna review all these when the game actually comes out. Oops.
Oh.
Whoopsie.
Dang it, Dusty.
So we got Shiftry. That's coming back. Shiftry had to be in the teal mask.
Yeah.
It literally is it's like the OG Ogerpon.
Right. None of those are new.
Okay.
Phantom line's new.
Oh yeah.
No, Lilligant's already in.
Oh, thank God we got another grass ghost type.
Yeah, we needed those. We were running low.
We got Rockruff, Lycanroc, another midnight form.
Those were already in.
Yeah.
Were they already in?
Yeah.
Oh man, I gotta play Scarlet and Violet again.
Geodude line's new.
Okay, that's cool.
Timber line is new.
Wait, is this? Yeah, I was gonna say, is this not that art, but this art right here is this from the
Bright? Yeah,
That's we have their sprites as well.
I didn't even see those. That's great.
Its sprite
Yeah,
is
so as
actually.
we get further, we'll see Ogerpons and stuff.
Mm-hmm. It's Sinistcha's sprite is actually even more like poltergeist looking
Yeah,
to me.
it's cute.
Mhm.
It's
Especially.
cute. Geodude looks really good. I
That's
think.
new, yeah.
Yeah. We got
Timberline's new.
Conkeldurr's coming
Your
back.
Timberline.
hmm
I love
that
it
you
so
like.
much. I love it so much.
Morpeko is new.
Okay, there we go. Is Marnie coming back?
That would be epic.
Maybe that would be cool.
And then we got Ludicolo.
Snorlax line is new. Lotad line's new. Nosepass line is
The
new.
Annihilate.
I just got a shiny
entry
Nosepass.
image is insane.
Grubbin's new.
Oh, that's good.
Sandshrews new.
Was Oricorio in the game?
Yep.
Okay, Sandslash. I'm telling you, man, they should have made a Alolan Sandslash.
Here we go with the colors.
Yeah. Anyways,
Nosepass.
Keep going.
Gligar is new.
of course.
Yeah.
What does it evolve into? Just
Grumpig?
Gliscor?
Grumpig was
Yes.
NXT.
Grumpig's REM, but Volibai's new. And so is Jangmo-O and Coughing.
Oh, Jang, that's cool. That's
Minfu
fun.
is also new. So is Duskull, Chingling, and Slugma.
There we go.
How you know this is blowing my mind.
Litwick is new.
It's just in his
Litwick?
brain. Isn't Slugma new? No?
Yeah, I
Surskit
said
must
Slugma's
be.
new.
No, Surskit was
Surskit is REN. Cleffa's
Bro,
new.
Mad Cargo needs an evolution.
It does.
Or form something different.
Feebas is new.
True. Dude, Milotic is looking so good right there.
Milotic is looking. Its Dex image is also very good, but
Yeah.
Very good.
obviously
You didn't like it,
that'll be
Dustin.
saved for another time.
Yes.
Oh, you didn't like it.
Carbink. So Carbink is in the games, but it's not
It's
in
an
the
Orphish.
Dex. This is new to a Dex. It is not in the Paldean Dex, but you can transfer it in.
So this must remember when we thought this was going to indicate that that we're going to get Kalos returning. That was like the
I
entire
still think
theory.
I still think it'll be a tie. I think
They'll
there
do an
still
event.
could be something tying Diancie into all this, because not like into the central plot, but like it'll get its own little side thing like
Yeah.
Keldeo did. And
I agree.
Guys,
Contact
did I tell you guys I finally got Hoopa in Pokemon Home? I've been missing that for 5 years, and I had a Hoopa in Pokemon Go, and then when I was trying to transfer it over all last year, it just wouldn't let me transfer it, and I tried on a whim like 2 weeks ago. It transferred over, so now I
Nice.
have the special form Magearna because I have all the Pokemon. I have the national
Nice.
or the
That's
living
just a
Dex.
silly home bugs.
Oh man,
That's what
that
that
was
is.
that was like a 5-year long mission. I've been missing Hoopa since
crazy.
Home dropped. It's like the only Pokemon.
Good for you.
All right, so what else? Yeah, I mean, dude, it's a big deal. I don't know if you guys care, but
That's also, I'm happy for you.
Dude, I was literally waiting. I'm like, okay, what is it? How many years is it going to be before the next Hoopa event? You know,
Right.
Not anymore.
I'm done, dude.
Yeah.
So we got
Gumi.
None of these are
Electros,
new.
Gumi, Swana's
Gumi's
back.
REN. Swanna is new. Cramorant's
Swana's
new
back.
as well.
Okay, and then we got Impidimp. No, that's been in the game, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I just got a shiny one from that event.
There's Basky Legion.
There's Basculin. Oh, dude.
And then we have Blood Moon Boy.
Oh, dude.
And I love that it's right next to Okidogi because Okidogi's like...
Yeah, they're both almost in the same position.
Yeah,
they
and
are.
it's based on Akitas that used to hunt bears. So it's just like, there's a thing going on right here.
So, Soul, you need to catch your Okidogi before you catch your Blood Moon Ursaluna.
I would love to do that.
So, an interesting thing on this. Don't know if anybody counted, but Zachary took it upon himself to do that. That's me. I'm Zachary, in case nobody knew that.
Hey, Zach.
But
Everyone say hi, Zach.
Hi,
sometimes
Zach.
they'll call me Zach. I don't know. But anyways, there are on this list that we just read, there are 91 returning Pokemon. Well, the Teal Mask and Indigo Disc together, they said would bring in around 230. So there's still a decent chance at some returning Mons that'll be. In fact, it's said that there will be some returning Mons that are home exclusive.
Okay.
I still personally believe that Shaman is one of those, and I do still believe that the Sinnoh Starters is one of those for this DLC, just because they were used on the promo photo, and that would make it the Sinnoh Starters plus Shaman will make it 101 returning.
It's possible.
It is
It's
possible.
possible, but I do think that was referring to the home Pokemon that we already got. But I don't know.
Sure.
Maybe
Maybe we'll see.
Maybe.
We'll know in 6 days.
Yeah. One last thing about this is each one of these, like even the old Pokemon that were already in Scarlet and Violet, got their own new Dex images. So like it's kind of epic. Like so, there's a new Dunsparce image. Which
Like I loved I don't know if it was Gallade or Gardevoir, but one of those two was really cute.
Yeah.
Oh,
They were
this is the old
proposing
one.
to Gallade was proposing to Gardevoir. It was very
Are you
sweet.
serious?
Yeah,
that's
he's
so
like
cool.
on one knee like this, and Gardevoir's going like this.
That's why I'm saying they themselves a bit with these. There's a few
Shipping.
really good ones. I remember Dusk Lycanrocs is really good too. It's like battling Primate. There's some cool ones.
So how do you guys typically play DLCs? Like, do you bring in your in-game team all ready to
use a
go at
new
level
team.
60?
I
Do you
use a
train
new
them
team.
up?
I probably
Like, you can't start from level 5.
Well, see, we actually do not know that.
Okay.
Sword and
biggest
Shield
question.
scaled, but we have not heard that this one scales.
Okay.
This is a huge question.
And
for
we had
all of us.
heard that about Sword and Shield. We heard it would scale before its release,
Yeah.
and we haven't heard that about this one. So I don't know that it will. I think they expect you to use a new team in it anyways, to be honest.
I will be distraught
using
because
one.
my team is like there's a couple really high level Pokemon and I want to use them. And I'll be upset.
Have you beat Scarlet and Violet yet, Soul? Are you still playing?
Yeah, no, I
he's
beat it.
beaten it.
I
He beat
a
it
long
in
time
February. He beat it right before Walking Wake and
Okay.
Iron Leaves drop.
Oh yeah.
ago. Yeah.
I was just teasing, but yeah.
I beat the main game in February. I beat the post game in
Oh,
April.
so not the, oh well. What do you define as post game?
Like doing
Area
the whole
Zero?
Oh, Academy Ace tournament.
the tournament,
Oh,
and
okay.
I re-battled like all the gym leaders,
Yeah,
and I caught a bunch of the Pokemon. I still like
that's
have a few
fine.
to
It really
check.
just matters through the way
Yeah,
home.
the
really.
main story.
Yeah.
Anyway, 4 teams. So it's huge if we don't get level scaling or like higher level Pokemon. And at the same time, I don't know what to think because Kitakami, the whole Teal Mask, takes place at the same time as your Paldea adventure. So I'm like, are they gonna actually make everything low leveled in this?
Now
Yeah.
that said, there may still be some of it that is only accessible after you beat Scarlet and Violet. Because if I'm not mistaken, you going to the Vespiquen tree and getting the Max Honey and getting G-Max Urshifu was only accessible after you had beaten the League and Sword and Shield. So
That's
like
a
you could
tricky,
do
though.
you could do all the way up through getting your Cubfu to evolve, but like before the Sword and Shield League, but you had to beat the Sword and Shield League and the Darkest Day plot, all that before you could do G-Max Urshifu.
Let's
and
face
the
it, though,
final battle
most
against
people
Mustard.
have beaten the game at this point.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
It's not like it's gonna be a majority of people.
Right. Well, it's just a question of there will be some people who like to restart
Yeah.
the game, like to play this DLC alongside doing gyms and Titans, etc., etc.
Yeah.
I don't know if you
guess.
want to give you. Go
Yeah.
for it, Dusty.
I don't know. I don't really know what I'm gonna do because I'm thinking that I have a feeling it's just everything's gonna be locked or scaling to however many badges you have. So I feel like everything's gonna be like. I'm pretty sure this is how Isle of Armor was. That just everything's pretty much scaled up to level 60 because I had beaten the game at that point. So what I would like to do, the idea is that, oh great, let me just like have my Skeledirge, or maybe not. Maybe let me just pick a new Pokemon to start with. Let me pick, and then let me just catch Pokemon as I go and then level up. But it's not a full game. It's literally just a DLC area. So what I'm afraid to happen is that I'm gonna catch some Pokemon, and they're not really gonna get all their IVs, and I don't know, because I'm looking at this roster of Pokemon, and I don't know. I love the idea of just being like, let me catch one of these, let me catch one of these, let me catch one of these.
It's
and
really
train
tough.
it up as a new team, right?
It
To
is
pretend like I'm
really
in the
tough
anime.
because you have like the ones you want to catch. Like I want to catch an Applin and evolve it into a Diplin, and that's it. But then I also I want to use the Paradox Pokemon that I couldn't use. Because the Paradox
Right.
Pokemon were literally limited to after you beat the main story,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
there's like barely any post game. So I want to use Iron Thorns and Iron Moth. Like those two I want them on my team, but they're like 65.
Yeah,
And then
exactly.
so how
My
do I get
Skeledirge
like
is
a
level 100.
65?
I mean,
Yeah,
I
and
guess
People are going to want to use your
Blueberry-
starters too.
I
They're
guess
gonna wanna use your
Blueberry
starters.
Academy would be the better place to do that,
Yeah.
since that is literally you cannot step foot in Blueberry Academy unless you have beaten our Sword and Shield, Scarlet and Violet. So I guess it's more intended for you to do that there. Like, that's kind of how I'm playing it, is I'm using a new team for Teal Mask that will be like younger Pokemon, if you will, that I'm going to evolve and stuff. But then like Blueberry Academy, I'm probably going to, other than some things like Duraludon and evolving my Dipplin further, because that's totally going to happen. I'm going to like bring in
vibes.
Some
like
Pokemon.
Part of me wants to use Spinarak. Part of me wants to use Hoothoot, right?
Do it, man. Follow your dreams.
I'll have Dipplin. Maybe I've got a Vulpix. Maybe, it's like, I don't know.
You don't deserve a Vulpix after what you said.
Well, I wouldn't evolve it. That's simply all I would do. I just wouldn't evolve it.
Well, you don't deserve it.
I think, bro, it's too like slender. It's like 7 snakes attached to its butt. I don't like
this. This is a really bad hot take.
Like, why does it have 9 tails?
I feel like Soul hasn't really given a hot take this episode. It's really actually been Dusty and I.
I'm being serious. Vulpix is cute. Vulpix is like a little fire Eevee.
I can
9 tails.
Oh yeah, no, I'm with you. Vulpix is cute.
Accept whatever Dusty is saying about 9 tails right now. I'm being shaken.
Listen, the canines I like are like Arcanine. They're big, they're bulky, they're strong.
It's not a canine.
They can take a hit.
It's a Vulpine.
Yeah,
anyway, we're getting way too far. Getting way too far off topic. We should have done this in a Gen 1 tier list when we did it.
Did I not already say those opinions? I feel like I did.
No, I
know. I thought you were good with 9 tails then.
I don't think so. Anyways, this roster looks like a lot of fun. I'm excited for Teal Mask. It comes out very soon.
The other thing about it is like I want to use Okidogi and
exactly,
the Blood Moon form, but I'm just like, are they locked behind story stuff? Because I would love to use Ogerpon as well.
Guaranteed,
I'm not going to use Ogerpon because you're not going to catch it till the end, like guaranteed. Like he's on my
you catch it, you have now beaten the Teal Mask.
It's going to be a reward. So,
but is that the same case for Okidogi and the Loyal 3?
I don't think so. I think Okidogi would be in like mid story of catching Ogerpon.
What if they're the actual villains though? Like what if you can't catch it and then battle it again after?
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like,
but I don't
they
think
got
they'll
the virus.
Do villains. You'll just kind of learn maybe that like I think there's a chance that Ogerpon can be good without the Loyal 3 being evil. And perhaps it's they were all kind of manipulated. Ogerpon was thrown under the bus, and the Loyal 3 were they had the right intentions. They just were after the wrong guy, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the Loyal 3, right, were loyal, and then they were given the toxic chain, which is like a metaphor for invasive species, and they're sent out to fight Ogerpon, but they
I was going to say toxic relationships, but that's good too.
Yeah, right. And then it's like, but they're actually, those are the villains. That's cool. If the hero,
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that they were like little. Yeah. Anyway, that's my dilemma with making a team. Dipplin is 100% on my team. That's like the only one. And for Farigiraf, I have a shiny Girafarig that I'm gonna bring, and that's it.
I want to use Ursaluna so bad. What about you, Zach?
Definitely Dipplin. Definitely the Fez.
If you can use it.
Well, I'll just use 5 until I can use it. I mean, but everything else, I'm kind of also waiting to see. Like, I want to use a Frigibax. That's one thing that like I'm definitely going to use.
I was thinking about that as well. He's one in the contenders, one of the contenders.
But I'm going to use a Frigibax, and then everything else will depend. Like, because there's some starters I'd like to use.
You mean
it's just a question of if they will be. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's just a question of if they will be until Blueberry Academy, or if they will drop a batch or 2 of them in this one by transfer only.
I definitely don't want to use Ducklet. I've made up my mind on that.
I don't want to use Illumise.
That's too hard to decide. Oh man.
I don't know. Anyway. It's gonna be fun. Dude, Slugma's looking so good here. Well, we want to say a special thank you to
there is one thing.
One more
there is one thing.
Well, okay, we'll get to the one thing, but I do want to thank our mythical tier supporter Drogain. Really appreciate you, man. Thank you for helping the community move forward. Actually, I'll do a little read off at the end of the episode. We have so many new members, and I kind of want to show support to everyone. But Lumi.
Okay.
What do you want to say?
So, it was announced a while back that, or like beginning of this month, that Regulation E would be running through November. So the big deal about this, why this is a big deal, is because when Regulation D, which is what regulations are, is that's the VGC rule set, right? It's what is being allowed in VGC right now and what is being banned. And Regulation D was running through September. So that made a lot of people go, okay, well, if Regulation D ends in September, then that means Regulation E, the next one, will use Teal Mask Mons, which means that the Teal Mask must come out in September. And that ended up being 100% true. September is when the Teal Mask is coming out, and then Regulation E is going to use Teal Mask Mons. Now, the interesting thing is Joe Merrick drew attention to, okay, well, if Regulation E runs through November, then that means that Indigo Disc will drop in November. And Koo, of course, said something along the lines of, don't make assumptions, you don't know that, like basically implying that might be wrong. Well, I gotta credit Scoot Easy. He is a YouTuber, a VGC YouTuber, great guy. But he sent me this morning that Cerebi is reporting it's through November. VR is reporting it's through November. A lot of outlets are reporting November. On Home, it says it runs that way through December. It actually says January 1st. Like, he sent me the screenshot of Home. It says January 2nd is when Regulation F would begin. See, like, Regulation E runs through January 1st.
2024.
No, but I don't think it'll be January either way.
No, it'd be December is what that would imply.
It'd be December. Yeah. I totally can see that because of what Koo said. Like, when Koo said that, I was like, oh, it's not right. Joe's wrong. Yep. Like, this is not what he said. He was just like, don't make assumptions when you think one thing or another. I know he was being cheeky because Joe always kind of like pokes fun at people for doing that. But basically that to me was like, okay, it's not November. So I've always been thinking December no matter what. I always said like right before Christmas, if not like the week of, because it's DLC. Like you can download this game, whatever, DLC, literally right before Christmas to enjoy a nice Christmas present.
Nice.
Yeah, so I think that the Indigo Disc always was going to be a December kind of thing. I think they planned it for January, no doubt, but I think they're trying to get it out before.
Well, that's what I'm saying is the fact that Regulation E runs through December. That means Regulation F would have Indigo Disc Mons in it, and that would begin in January, which would mean Indigo Disc would drop in December. But I just wanted to draw attention to that because a lot of people are saying it'll drop in November because Regulation E ends in November, and actually, no, it ends in December.
You should post that maybe on Twitter and I'll retweet it, or I might just do it myself, but I'd rather get it from you, like whatever your
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'll do that.
Because it's a very important fact, I think.
Yeah.
That's true, because that's a big deal.
Man, this next few months, the rest of the year is going to be a whirlwind. I'm already starting to anticipate, like, what it's going to be like after the second DLC. Like, are we actually just going to jump right into whatever the next game is going to be at the end of the next year? Like, things are things are moving along so quickly, man. I mean, this is the second year of Gen 9. It's kind of wild how far we've come.
Yeah. I know you started this by saying like it's been the longest week of your life, but next week's like even longer. Like this whole week thing is going just crazy now.
This week felt long because we dropped the episode and then 5 hours later, all of the stuff that we would have liked to discuss dropped, right? We got everything we discussed today dropped. So it would have been nice to get this episode out sooner. So I want to run down and thank all these new people who have joined over the last 2 months. Aaron joined today. Quailman28 joined 5 days ago. Action Johnson.
Thank you so much.
Joined 6 days ago. Kuro Blitz, a friend of the podcast, but also a supporter. 10 days ago. Sully the Skeleton joined 13 days ago. Elite Trainer Kenway has already been out there. He joined about a month ago.
Repping the merch.
Yeah, man. And then ENT's there as well. And then, obviously, thank you to everyone who is in. You. Yeah, this is what I want to start calling us, right? Welcome, these people, supporters. Welcome to the Hidden Power universe, right? It's like an expanded universe. Right. It's like this is our EU, right?
Dusty's making universes up over
This
here.
is our EU, right? We also got Ryan on Patreon. Michael Seguin. I'm not sure how to say that, but appreciate you, man. Kyle Ritchie, Hello 12, Mike Shelton, Shirley Nico. Some of these people we already know. Daniel Sands.
Yeah, we know them.
Yeah, these people have been in the Discord chatting it up. If you want to support the show, there's going to be links in the description. You can join on Patreon or YouTube through the YouTube channel membership. You're going to get access to our secret Discord server as well as bonus episodes. But we did also open up another tier, so you can become a box legendary channel member or patron. And then I'm trying to think of there's been a lot of housekeeping stuff. We got the Bulbasaur merchandise up on the site. I'm super proud of that.
We're gonna have to show it off soon because it's really cool.
I feel like I'm always spending time in the back end, just like just tinkering with the show.
Dusty's the real one. And so are you guys. Thank you for supporting us.
Yes, thank you so much.
Appreciate you guys. All right, well, thank you everyone. I've given you enough calls to action, but if you want, you can also subscribe. And if you're listening, you can leave us, spend like 2 minutes, leave us a review. It helps other people find us in the search algorithm. We'll see you guys very soon. Teal Mask is coming out so soon. Stay tuned. Hidden Power, Universe, forever.